What up, what up? This is Dave from the 5-6 Kings. And guys, we heard from someone recently. Someone we haven't heard from in quite some time. Someone that Braden's kind of a fan of. He, I don't know if I'd say a fan, but he always just like, he got a bad rap, He got a bad rap, and he really got the raw end of the deal, the way everything unfolded. I disagree with Braden, but who the fuck am I, right? Who the fuck am I to disagree? I'm, of course, talking about Jared Fogle, also known as Jared from Subway. Guys, he penned a letter to the New York Post because who didn't want to hear what Jared's been up to? And he just kind of talked about being in prison and kind of his diet in there now. He's like, I'm eating good. I'm eating protein bars and salads. Like, he's a fucking psycho. Like, I don't know why he was like, just don't worry about old Jared. Old Jared's going to be just fine, guys. I don't know why that was part of it. But he kind of talked about how he got in the situation. And he said a few things that I found kind of odd. He said that he royally screwed up. And he described himself as being selfish and entitled. Let that sink in for a second, guys. This man is in prison because he forced an employee of his to put cameras in children's bedrooms so he could watch them get naked and change without them knowing. And the way he describes himself is selfish and entitled. Guy, that's kind of like serial killer shit. Like, not, no, I'm a fucking monster. That is horrible. It's like, if we're being honest, like, looking back, I was just acting selfish, Like, I was a real heel, you guys, Like, I'm gonna have to work on that selfishness and learn that, I'm not the center of the universe. Other people have options. Old Jared's got to think about other people for a change. Fucking, guys, this guy's going to get out of prison one day. He's going to get out of prison and be like, no more selfish Jared. That's for sure. He's going to get out of prison, and he's going to be a giving lover to those children. It's not going to be all about his needs. It's going to be about their needs, guys. That's what he's saying. And if you're those kids, you should be excited. You should be like, oh, Uncle Jared's going to take care of us now. We took care of him for years. Subway, I could not be happier that you cut ties with him. Braden's fought. He's like, man, I don't know if I want to have them sponsor the show if they ever offer, Like, they're going to do Jared like that, and then we're just going to take their money. He's like, I got morals, Dave. I got morals, and if they don't employ Jared, I don't think we should be employed by them. Which Subway, I disagree. My stance. Please give us money. Because you're good enough for Tony Hawk. Good enough. Congratulations, Tom Brady, on another playoff victory. You're good enough for him. You're better than that selfish, entitled little rascal. He's a real jerk. All he cares about is himself. Jared Fogle. And you're good enough for the 5-6 Kings. Subway, please give us money. Enjoy this week's episode, guys.
That's the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County. That's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left like guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, Buster?
Why, hello! I don't know why I did that voice. I am doing pretty good, David. How are you doing, bucko?
You always do an iteration of that voice to start the show.
There's always got to be some weird voice. It gets a lot weirder. It's weird because there was like a subconscious that was like, all right, we're going to come in weird, but maybe not
don't
too
be too weird.
Yeah. No, it gets weirder. But no, yeah, I'm doing good, man.
You're just talking with your buddy David here. You don't have to be all nervous.
You know,
Be all nervous. You're all in your head, being like, I don't do the voice too weird. It's a weird voice. Just stop it. Stop the voice. Stop the voice.
Ever since we got like 4,000 views on YouTube from Rambo, I've just been jittery.
You're talking about since we were at 4,000.
Oh, whatever we're at.
Because oh my god, dude, we're at like 16,000. It's nonsense what's going on Rambo.
Yeah, 5-6 Kings are just blowing up on the internet. We're just taking the internet by storm.
Yeah, there we go.
Has nothing to do with Rambo just being a good movie that everyone wants to watch for free on YouTube. Has nothing to do with that.
It's all about the 5-6 Kings.
Yep,
all about the 5-6 Kings.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, how are you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah,
I had a week. Where did I do anything this week?
Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think I did fucking anything this week. I think I worked.
I just slept.
Yeah.
Just laid in bed, stared at my ceiling.
I did I did breakfast. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Guys, I did breakfast
Roll
this morning at a place called Clary's Corner Cafe.
How was it?
It isn't. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to get there, Braden. All right? Clary's Corner Cafe. It is this place. It's in the basement of the Lake Worth Towers, which is like a 55 and up community. It's like a assisted living facility.
It's in the basement.
And this place, it's called Clary's Corner Cafe. It's in like the basement of it. It's the best breakfast I've ever had in my entire life.
Huh.
It is so fucking good.
Nice.
I'm not joking. Everyone go there and like legitimately go there and tell them the 5-6 Kings fucking sent you.
Yeah, please.
Except don't actually tell them David from the 5-6 Kings sent you.
It's better. Yeah, I'd never been
Braden doesn't know shit about Clary's.
I don't.
Yeah, it's a fucking hole in the wall in Lake Worth. It's on Lucerne. I think it's Lucerne Avenue, Lake Worth Road.
Yeah.
It's not on that. It's just off of that. It's on like a surface street. Got like Clary's Corner Cafe. Best fucking breakfast I've ever had in my entire life. And it's great. Like I sat at the counter, and the lady who worked there, I got the redneck eggs Benedict, which it's 2 fried biscuits with 2 fried eggs, 2 sausage patties, and it's all covered in sausage gravy. Sausage gravy is spectacular. And then you get a choice between home fries or grits. And I asked the guy when I took my order, I was like, you guys have steak fries? Can I do the steak fries? He's like, oh, you got it. And then the lady behind the counter, when she was making it, she asked us, she's like, do you guys want home fries or grits? And I said, I'd like French fries. And she literally went, eh. And like, yeah. Like, just like, shut the fuck up. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
And
you
like,
don't know what
two,
you're talking
what do you
about.
want? And they both said home fries. French fries was the way to go. She was wrong. She was wrong.
Oh.
Those French fries were great. Complimented the meal perfectly. She was just like, that's not what I said. Like, leave me alone.
Oh,
leave me alone. Fuck out of here.
Yeah. Which that just helps complete the diner. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of want a little bit of that attitude.
If there wasn't a little bit of that attitude, it wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next time I go there, I watch them deep frying cornbread. The deep fryers, I saw them throw a piece of cornbread in there and deep fry. I was like, oh,
I'm at the right spot.
I was like, I need to come back and get that because that looks like the greatest thing that's ever existed on the planet.
Yeah.
So, Braden, what's it called?
Clary's fucking something.
There we go, guys. That's why you don't tell them Braden sent you. You tell Clary's Corner Cafe. That David from the 5-6 Kings podcast sent you and said it's the best fucking breakfast he's ever had in his life. Clary's does not pay us. I'm going to be honest, I don't want Clary's money.
That's how good it was.
I want people to go there and give Clary's their money.
Yeah.
Clary's, I will keep singing your praises. You don't need to pay us to do it.
Huh. Are you going to take me sometime, David?
No.
Oh, fine. Right.
Yeah. You can't even say the name right. I think I'm going to take you. How's your week?
It was good, you know. Definitely not as good as David's because yesterday I tried to go to Berry Fresh Cafe with Fenor, and it wasn't that good. They messed up like 4 times, and you know I'm not one to complain, so I was just like, yeah, it's okay. Take my money. I'm gone.
you always go to restaurants and they mess up your order in some way. It has to be something you're doing. It has to, because you always have a story. You always have a story about how a restaurant like kind of messed something up on your order. It has to be you.
Well, what's funny is the waitress, she even knew.
She was like, "This is on you, man."
No,
She's like, "This is fucking on you."
She goes, "I don't know what the fuck is up with my kitchen today, but they are just fucking everything."
She didn't say the F word.
She didn't say the
Berry
F word.
Fresh Cafe,
But she did say that.
I'm honest, I've never been to Berry Fresh Cafe.
It's actually been
physically.
pretty good most times.
Yeah, so one time I worked at Loggerhead Marina on Donald Ross, and the girl working there is like, "I'm going to Berry Fresh Cafe. You want anything?" And I was like, "Sure." I don't know what I got, but I remember it being fine.
Yeah.
Never been to the physical place, but I can't imagine they have waitresses who use the F word as freely as you were just using.
She did not say the F word, but she did say what I was saying. So it was just kind of funny because she even recognized. She was like, "Oh, no," and like grabbed some of my food off my plate and like brought me back more food because it was just not made well.
She didn't.
She could just see. I didn't even have to complain. I was like about to stop her, and then I was like, I'll just fucking eat it. I'm just so like.
She didn't bring the plate back. She physically
No,
the food.
Yeah, like she actually grabbed something. Like it was like some bacon. She was like, "Oh no," just like I was like, "Yeah, all right." I vibed with her. She was a cool woman.
You fuck her?
No, she was like 60. But
I didn't ask the age. You don't have to put her down. You could.
Yeah, no, you're right.
What if she listens to this and she's like, "I'm fucking 60." You're
right.
60.
You're right, David.
Yeah, you could have just said no.
Yeah, because if she was a different age, then I would have.
It was a 40-year-old. We'd be fucking right now. We wouldn't be doing this podcast.
Yeah, so David's week was better. Very fresh. It's good on occasion. Wasn't good last time, but Clary's
Corner Cafe. Tell him David from the 5-6 King sent you.
Yeah. But other than that, I got to watch a cool movie with my buddy Corpo earlier, and it was SWAT, which is the movie we're breaking down this week.
Before we get to SWAT, though,
I
just want to say Dolphins still have not hired a new head coach. All right, let's go on to SWAT.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. Nothing else.
Nothing more. I just want to give people the update.
Well, I was going to say, and that brings it full circle that you think that they made a terrible decision.
So, time will tell. That'll all come out in the wash.
Because everyone I talked to about it, which is everyone's a fucking Finns fan since we're from Florida, they're all they have like basically the same stance that you had. That was like, if they had another great coach like already set up in line, ready to go, then it would make more sense. But they don't. So they're like, what the fuck? We just like kind of wasted time.
Yeah, and we'll see. And like, there were definitely issues with Brian Flores that I know I ignored because he was fucking winning.
Yeah.
And I was like, whatever. When they were 1-7 this year, there was a podcast where I was like, I don't, if this keeps up, I don't think Brian Flores keeps his job.
David did say that. Yeah.
I for sure, I was like, they're 1-7, like they're playing horrible. The offense is all over the place. The defense isn't even good. I was like, I don't see how Brian Flores keeps his job if this keeps up. And then it didn't keep up. He's like, all right, fuck you, David Breen. I'm going to win 8 of the last 9 games.
What do you think about that?
There you go.
But at that point, the owner already made his decision.
Maybe, but like there were issues like Flores couldn't. He's had 4 offensive coordinators in 3 years, and 4 quarterbacks coaches in 3 years, and 4 offensive line coaches in 3 years. Like his staff turnover rate is so fucking much, and like it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that the offense has sucked the entire time he's been there. So, like, we'll see.
Do you think there's any coordinators that have been that have gone through Brian Flores' team and it's just like, yeah, he's got what fucking was coming to him? Do you think any of them are pissed that, like, is it that common for coordinators just to get picked up and put down that quick?
No. So it's not common on good teams.
Yeah,
like the Patriots. Josh McDaniels was their offensive coordinator. We're talking about the fucking Dolphins again, man.
So I'm sorry.
You made this happen. I was going to stop at they don't have a head coach. The Patriots, Josh McDaniels was their offensive coordinator from like 06 to 08 or something, or 04 to 08, and then got a head coaching job. Didn't work out for him in Denver. Came back and has been their offensive coordinator since 2012.
Oh, okay.
Like... Good teams keep coordinators. And when the coordinators leave, it's because they're getting better jobs. They're going to go be a head coach somewhere.
Not the case with the Dolphins.
Not he hires Chad O'Shea, fires him after 1 year. Hires Chan-Gailey, fires him after 1 year. Can't hire an offensive coordinator. And was like, all right, well, I'm just going to promote our tight ends coach and running backs coach to co-offensive coordinator. No NFL team's ever done that. No NFL team's ever been like, oh, we're going to have co-coordinators on offense. We'll just make it work with that. And then, do you want to know what they were fucking doing?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know that firing Brian Flores was the right decision. But early in the season, they have the co-coordinators. Don't know who's calling the plays. I think it was George Gotze. That's not for sure. And then Charlie Fry is the quarterback's coach. And normally the offensive coordinator had, like, Josh McDaniels. He's the offensive coordinator and quarterback's coach. But normally whoever's calling the plays is in the quarterback's ear. Quarterback has the microphone in the helmet, or the speaker in the helmet. It was Charlie Fry who had access to Tua, which makes sense. He's his quarterback's coach. Like, we just want him communicating with him.
Yeah.
So George Gotze would give the play to Charlie Fry, or Eric Studsville would give the play to Charlie Fry, one of the coordinators, and Charlie Fry would call it into Tua, which is a weird little telephone thing. Shit can get misconstrued.
Yeah.
But early in the season, they would give the play to Charlie Fry, and if Charlie Fry, who had never coached in the NFL, this was his first NFL coaching job, and he's a quarterback's coach, if he saw something different on the field and wanted to change the play, he could.
Ooh.
That's so fucking insane to be like, this is how we're going to run our offense. We're going to have two coordinators, but a position coach can overrule them if he wants to. That shit, like, middle of this, like, Brian Flores switched that eventually. He's like, all right, let's not have that be part of our lives anymore. But it's crazy to let that be a thing.
Yeah. It's too much risk.
Because, like, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. That's not me shitting on you.
No, yeah.
Does that sound crazy to you? The fact to have two people split the job, but also have another person who does a different job be able to overrule the two people who are splitting that job.
I get what you're saying. I think it is crazy. I think there's way too much risk involved.
And, like, how does Brian Flores not see that immediately and be like, no, this isn't what we're going to... That's nuts, guys.
Yeah.
Stop saying that to me.
Yeah.
George, you call the plays.
Yeah.
Like...
There's definitely a much easier way to figure this out without having to risk anyone's livelihood or career because of something that could be just such an easy mistake.
Yeah, and those are the kind of things that, like, I loved Brian Flores.
Well, it just seems like everything has to be pressured, like, faster, too, because you have to pass it from one person to the next. Like, now everything has to be more rushed. There's more of that pressure in general. You probably can't think as clearly. Yeah,
it was a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Later in the like, it's not a coincidence. Like, Tua didn't play amazing down the stretch, but he played serviceable football.
Yeah.
And it's because the offense was more streamlined and they were, like, figuring out what they need to do and there was better communication.
Yeah.
And, like, so I loved Brian Flores. He was who I wanted them to hire back in 2019. So it was easy to overlook a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
But, like, if I'm Steven Ross, I kind of look at that and I'm like, if he ran our offense like a normal person, maybe we would have won a couple of those games earlier on in the season. And then got hot at the end, and we would be in the playoffs right now. And instead of giving the Eagles the 15th pick and watching the 49ers win a fucking playoff game in Dallas, so who knows where that pick's going to fall, we could be in the playoffs right now and not worry what the 49ers are doing.
Yeah.
So it's just, we'll see what they go and do. I would love it if they got Doug Peterson. Love Josh McDaniels. I hope they don't hire Brian Dable or Leslie Frazier. They interviewed them both today. I really hope neither of them get that job. There's an interesting, of the last 20 Super Bowls, 14 of the teams that won, their head coach had previous NFL head coaching experience. So,
Makes
I mean,
sense.
like Bill Belichick had coached in Cleveland before he got the Patriots job, and Pete Carroll coached the Jets and the Patriots before he got the Seahawks job. I want them to go get someone who has head coaching experience, and not, if they decide, fuck that, we're not doing that, I hope they get Kellen Moore, because I really like Kellen Moore. He's young, he's fucking sexy.
Yeah, repetition, mother of all skill. It's probably once you've been coaching on that high level, professional level, you probably just know the small things.
You know how to run an NFL team.
Yeah, which probably are like some small things.
Brian Flores, he's a very good coach,
mm-hmm.
an amazing defensive coach.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't seem like he knew how to run an NFL team.
From like the little things like that you're saying.
Good head coaches don't have the amount of staff turnover that he did. Good managers in general. Like if you're a boss of somewhere and you're just fucking cycling through employees and you keep firing people.
Now, is that hit, like,
people keep leaving and taking, like Patrick Graham was the defensive coordinator in year 1. He left to go be the defensive coordinator of the Giants. It's not a promotion. That's a lateral movement, but he's leaving Brian Flores to go coach somewhere else.
Okay,
Marion Hobby was his defensive line coach. He left to go be the Bengals defensive line coach. Not as good of a defensive line talent-wise. Better team.
Mm-hmm.
Their defensive line isn't as talented as the Dolphins.
Yeah.
He lateral movement and go live in fucking Cincinnati as opposed to Miami.
So you're saying a lot of these people are choosing to leave as well?
Choosing to leave and not taking promotions when they leave.
Yeah.
That's not a sign of like a good coaching staff, a good situation there. So like taking a step back, I love Brian Flores and I still think he can go be a Super Bowl winning head coach because he's that fucking talented at just fucking studying and knowing where to put his guys to succeed on the field. But like taking a step back, it was kind of a shit show the last few years.
So you think like the owner was seeing shit as well? That probably most
for
people.
Sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Like I said, it'll all come out in the wash.
Yeah,
the Dolphins will either get a good head coach and be a successful franchise, or in a couple years, I'll be sitting on the 5-6 Kings podcast talking about the Dolphins head coaching search again.
God damn, I hope we get some good luck.
Yeah. We talking SWAT?
Oh, baby.
Let's talk about SWAT.
I want to just grab a team of friends and just go and rob someone and then just have other group of friends that are SWAT just come and fuck me up.
All right.
Yeah. After watching this movie,
that was not my takeaway, but
no, you don't want.
But I feel you.
You don't want to try to rob a bank, and someone like Samuel L. Jackson comes up and he's all fucking cool as shit, and he's just like, motherfucker, what you think you robbing?" Was that a bad impression?
Offensive voice.
Was that
offensive voice? What you think you robbing?
I told Corbin today, I said, bro, he just got famous from saying motherfucker really cool in Pulp Fiction, and now he's just the coolest dude you've ever seen.
I mean, absolutely.
Corbin was just going on and on. He's like, Samuel Jackson's so cool, bro.
He called me. He and I were on the phone. We finished our phone call, and then he called me back and was like, hey, how fucking cool is Samuel L. Jackson in this movie?
He said it like 10 times.
I was like, oh, dude, he's the coolest. He's the fucking coolest. He's like, right?
He watched half the movie with me. And for that entire half, he's just like the whole time. He's like, Bray, what? Samuel Jackson about to do something really cool. And then, like, literally, I mean, we'll get to it, but the guy was on a run, and then all the cops in the whole city in L.A. are after him. And he just turns one corner. Who's there? Samuel L. Jackson. Just fucking knocks the shit out of him. Corbin's like, look how cool he is. It was cool. It was fun. Like, those are some cool jeans, David.
Are they real big in the legs?
No.
Is that no? That's like
they're a little big.
Yeah. What's that all about? What's that all about? Are my legs too small?
No.
Or do I need these like hemmed? Do I need to go like to a tailor and be like, I want these jeans to fit better?
He's like, oh, you want some skinny tight jeans?
And he's gonna sit there and he's gonna have like the things.
The grills?
What are those? No, the grills.
The wheat?
Tailor's gonna have the
wheatgrass?
The pins.
You're confusing the fuck out of me right now.
The pins. If you ever like a tailor, they're sticking pins in the clothes, but like they keep a bunch of them just in their mouth and they pull them out and they do it there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's gonna have that. He's gonna be that guy. He's like, look, come on over here. He's gonna be Italian.
Yeah.
Let me fix the pants. And he's like, I gotta stick that. Oh man, these are so big in the legs. Like he's just gonna be like that.
You Americans.
That was Chinese. What you did.
David.
You Americans.
Everything's so offensive with me.
I mean, that wasn't offensive. You're just wrong. Wrong. You got to go Italian. Bobbity boobity.
Yeah, bobbity boobity. Okay.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you fucking do Italian voices.
You want me to draw it out?
Yeah, that's more Italian. You want to go like Italy Italian, not
like
little
mafia.
not Little Italy Italian.
Oh, okay.
You know, Italy.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's talk about this fucking movie.
Yeah, let's dive deep. Oh yeah. So start with the budget.
Let's talk budget. I'm gonna say the budget for this movie was $70 million.
David's been close every week.
Am I over or under?
Under.
I'm under. Is it 80 million?
80 million.
80 million.
80 fucking mil.
There we go. Makes sense. It wasn't like a crazy action movie.
No, yeah.
But there was definitely some cool action parts.
Yeah, I actually well, I guess it makes sense. 2003, pretty, I don't want to say stacked, but pretty decent cast.
Yeah.
That's probably the majority of the money, I would say, still, is just the cast, When you get someone as cool as Samuel L. Jackson.
I don't know if I'd say the majority of the money was the cast.
Not the majority.
Because this was way before Jeremy Renner was Jeremy Renner.
No, yeah, but Colin Farrell and
yeah.
Samuel L.
Fun
Jackson.
fact about that.
Oh.
Samuel L. Jackson, I learned by listening to the Jeselnik and Rosenthal Vanity Project.
Ooh.
Samuel L. Jackson talked about this movie, and he has said that Colin Farrell every morning would be carried to his trailer by friends of his because he was just so fucked up the night before. Literally be carried to his trailer, and then the second they started rolling, just be fucking good to go.
No way.
Like he's like everybody so hungover, not getting into the trailer by himself. But the second we start, and Samuel Jackson's in day one, I was like, "Fuck, this movie's we're gonna end up having to stop production because this asshole's gonna be fucking too hungover to go. We're gonna shut down the movie."
Really?
And he's like, the second we started filming, he was just fucking doing his job. I was like, it's amazing.
Wow.
That's good for Colin Farrell,
Yeah.
He's having his cake and eating it too.
Yeah, since we're speaking Colin Farrell too, we're kind of buddies,
I mean, speak on it.
No, I just want to leave that right there. We're kind of pals. We're
Yeah,
friends.
but I'm not going to be like, yeah, that's right. I knew about that.
No, I'm just
Yep, David, Braden, and Colin Farrell are friends.
I for some reason just wish that this would blow up over anything, just so Colin could be like, I don't know, fucking kid.
He's like, I don't know him.
Vanity Fair's like, who's this?
Who's Braden Bullard? He'll be like, I don't fucking know.
I met that kid one time at fucking hot yoga. Fuck that kid.
Yeah, and I don't think he met you.
I met him.
That's
that kid met me. That's how you would word it too. That kid fucking met me one time.
Yeah,
because he was working his stupid day job.
Yeah.
He's working his fucking 9 to 5 while I'm filming Dumbo. So one of the last things I said to him was, because he'd come in and I'd be like, "Oh, Colin, let me be on your dick, bro. You're famous." So I would talk to him.
Would you run his class?
No. Did I teach him?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. But obviously I would just.
I'm not trying to diminish the story. That just would have been a nice added layer.
Yeah, it would be really nice. Yeah, it would be cool. But no, I didn't. But we with the last time I saw him, I was walking out with him and I was talking to him a little bit. And the last thing I said to him was "Oh yeah, man, I'm really hyped for your Dumbo movie." Or I said it in a really awkward way too.
You didn't even you called it that elephant movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm really excited for that Danny DeVito elephant movie you got coming out this year.
I'm like, "Man, I can't wait to watch it, man." He's like, "Yeah, bye." I walked away. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, Colin, I still have not seen Dumbo.
I mean, what were the odds you were going to, though?
I said I promised him.
Yeah, but
it's I promise you,
that
Colin
was a weird.
Farrell.
But that was your I don't know what else to say to this man. I want to leave him with something.
Well, we're pals.
Oh,
he's got
that. He's got that movie coming out. Hey, I can't wait for Dumbo to come out. Well, you were never gonna go see Dumbo unless Colin Farrell was like, "Oh yeah, I'm having a viewing party. You should come." Unless that was his response, you were never gonna watch that movie.
Well, I'm sure he cares because I told him that because we're pals.
But you were never going to watch it.
I wanted to because we're pals.
No, you didn't.
Now I'm more.
You wanted to watch it, but
I just forgot. Yeah.
Bullshit.
And now
you never wanted to. You wanted to watch the Avengers, and you fucking did. You wanted to watch Spider-Man so bad. You were like, "Oh, let's go see Spider-Man together." And you're like, "Oh, I can't see Spider-Man this weekend. Let's see it next week." And then you just watched it during the week on your laptop. It was pretty sick. It was pretty sick.
You're right, David. I'm just trying to create some conflict.
When you want to watch a
between-
movie, you watch it. No, I'm creating the conflict.
I want the conflict.
I'm creating the conflict
But
between you and Colin Farrell.
Yeah,
I'm saying you never wanted to watch that fucking movie.
Oh, okay. I get where you're going with
You
this,
lied to Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I got what you were trying to do.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
David's doing it. Thanks. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. What's up, Colin? You got a problem, bro? Maybe I didn't watch your film.
Yeah, it's a fucking dumb movie.
Yeah. Call me out in hopefully Vanity Fair if you get any
Or
cool-
anything.
Yeah.
Any
Anything.
scenario.
Any scenario.
Yeah.
If you could just call us out, 5 6
Publicly.
Kings publicly
By name.
by name.
Braden Bullard of
on
the
Spotify.
5 6 King
Yeah.
podcast.
Catch it anywhere.
Available wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah. Talk some shit, Colin. Say how you feel. I don't know where we're at.
I'm going to guess they made...
Oh, yeah, we're on the budget.
I'm going to say they made $125 million.
125, David.
Yeah.
It's a little bit higher.
130?
Did I say a little bit? It's
Yeah, you
higher.
did.
It's higher.
Is it twice that? Like, what do we... Is it 200 million?
A little bit higher.
Is it $100 million?
Yeah.
100 million! You know what?
can't-
I really fucked up by not having that be my guess. I went with like what I really thought it could be,
Yeah.
and I should have just said $100 million. What did they make?
207.
So they happy with that or what?
I hope so. But their opening weekend. See, it's so funny because like IMDb, they always have this part.
100 million?
Yeah. So they always have this one part where it's what they gross, opening weekend for the U.S. and Canada. It's always like U.S. and Canada opening weekend.
So that's all that matters.
Well, I think it's funny because it's usually so low compared to like what they gross worldwide to where I feel like when they get those numbers in, they're just like preying on the other markets, preferably the Chinese market, and they're probably just like, God damn it.
Not no 3.
Yeah, maybe not no 3 as much,
Yeah.
but this still shows that it's got to be something like that because their opening weekend in U.S. and Canada was 37 million, but then they gross worldwide over 207 million.
That's over the course of it being out there.
Yeah, but still. So what they grossed in total from U.S. and Canada was 116 million. So they almost doubled the money outside of the Western world, which is pretty wild.
Not even close to almost doubling.
What do you mean?
Double would be 232 million. They're 25 million short of doubling in the worldwide. I get it. Give me 25 million.
Yeah,
if
I
that's
get it,
nothing to you.
David.
I saw you roll your eyes.
Yeah.
Saw you roll your eyes. Cut me a check. I tried to steal a $4 winning scratch-off ticket, and Braden chased me down. He's like, "Fuck back here! Where you going? Where you going?"
$4 changing my life, David.
What are they saying about this movie?
Oh, David, the ratings are in. IMDb gave it a 6.1 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes, 48%. And then fucking, what in the fuck is this? Common Sense Media. We're
Why are you
back.
acting? We've had a ton of movies that have been by commonsensemedia.org.
I know.
They're a nonprofit.
You're right.
Yeah.
They give it a 3 out of 5. I hate that. I don't like
60.
that scale.
I love it.
And then Google users gave it an 81%. It's like if you were to average those out.
I think IMDb's right. Like it's like a 6, 6.1. I'm good. I'll agree with IMDb on that.
I give it a 6.8.
Yeah, like
I was gonna give it like closer to a 7. I was gonna go 6.9 to like a 7.1. And then you were just like, no, IMDb is fucking correct. It's got to be a low 6.
yeah, but like because it's not great,
No, it's not.
but it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun movie
Yeah,
for like.
I'm not bummed that I sat and watched it.
Well, let me put it like this.
It's not Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where I was like, let's wrap this shit up. Let's move on with our lives.
For what the movie is, like for any other SWAT type of fucking movie, like it sums it all up. It's not like too long.
No.
You know, it's
2-2.
2-2. You know, but I think it's good for what they were trying to do, and anything more it just would have been too much.
Yeah, I agree. The ending is abrupt.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh shit, did that just happen?
It's
a weird. It's like The Dark Knight Rises, where Bane just kind of dies.
Yeah,
and you're like, that's it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's what we're doing to Bane?
It's like
he was the best part of this movie by far, and it's just a quick boom, he's dead?
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like that.
Where, yeah, I get what you're saying. And for this movie, it kind of felt like they didn't have as much of like a second act that really, or at least a pivot from the second act to the third act. It almost seemed like the middle of the movie just blended. God, this sounds so weird and a way to say it, but it didn't seem like there was, like how there's like a story fucking structure.
It was a montage. The montage,
montage.
what brought it all together.
Yeah.
It was a quick montage, and you're like, all right, I guess that's what we're learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But like, also, had this movie been longer,
so
I would have hated it.
So for the fact that they didn't do that, I was like, all right, well, I like that.
I think they knew overall this movie wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
For them to make, because like, had that been like
make it straight
30
to the
minutes
point.
in the middle with like the team and all that.
Yeah.
I would have been like, oh, this movie's too long.
Yeah, like I don't want to spoil anything, but if they would have like lost at one point and had to like go home and replan instead of like that whole thing just carrying out, then the movie would have been too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it felt a little weird.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
If you will, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the movie was good. I mean, 2003 too, There was definitely like times when I feel like setting up the team, setting up the SWAT team, like there's definitely corny moments of this. Like even some of the characters are corny, but
for sure.
But for what it is, it's good. Yeah.
What I mean, did they win
an
MTV Movie Awards or something?
So they got 5 wins and 5 nominations. So let's just go through them.
Yeah, real quick before we do that. This movie was suggested to us by listener Brian Pearson. Brian Pearson also sent me a picture of his wiener. It's pretty nice.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Go with the awards.
Okay.
No, he sent me a picture that his team, I guess he lives in Chicago and he does trivia. And he's like, our team, first time my trivia team won, it's at some bar, I'm assuming. Yeah. Or I hope it's not at a bar. I hope it's at like a school. I hope it's like it's not like a fun, let's go out and like have a few drinks and play trivia. I hope it's like a serious trivia thing. But he said first time in the history we won, it's because of this. And it was a long question that the answer was the movie New Year's Eve. 2011. So he's like, thanks to the 5-6 Kings, we were able to pull out that win.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. So Brian, congratulations.
That's awesome.
And thanks for the SWAT recommendation.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Yeah. All right, let's talk awards.
Yes, David, let's talk awards. So, yep, they have 5 wins, 5 nominations. The first win is from the ASCAP Film and Television Music Awards for the top box office films. And Elliot Goldenthal won. Wow. Good for them. And then they were nominated for the BET Awards. Best Actor, who do you think?
Colin Farrell.
Jeremy
Renner.
Samuel.
Yeah.
No fucking no, it's either him and LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? You don't think LL Cool J was had a better performance than?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
No, I don't.
Because it was Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, of course it was. It was fucking great.
They were nominated for Best Film at the Black Reel Awards. Did not win. They did win, though, the award for the Location Professional of the Year Award. God, that's a weird way to put it. On the California On Location Awards. Like, come on, dude. These award shows are bonkers. So if you're a location scouter out there, you love that win.
On location, baby.
Yeah, baby.
They nailed it.
No, honestly, like, it was pretty cool to be able to see a lot of local spots in L.A. after living there.
Like the Hollywood sign?
We're
like, whoa, that's the Hollywood sign.
Or just like places
Sunset
on Hollywood
Boulevard, you're like,
yeah.
whoa.
Oh, dude.
You never see that.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're saying.
They were nominated for the Best Action Award at the Golden Trailer Awards. Did not get it. Nominated for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture by who? Who do you think?
Nominated at the Golden Trailer Awards for that?
No. This one is for the Image Awards.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, that guy. He's just so cool.
He nailed it.
Yeah.
It was great.
They won Best Supporting Actress in a Film. Guess who?
Samuel L. Jackson. He's supporting?
No, actress.
Oh, actress. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking Letty from Fast and the Furious.
Michelle Rodriguez.
There we go.
Yeah. The Imagine Foundation Awards. Wow.
Imagine that foundation, though.
Yeah.
Just for a second. Like, sit back and imagine it.
I thought she had the corniest fucking character. And then, you know what? Vin Diesel saw this and he was like, oh, that's her. Oh, this is after, huh?
This is
a year after, right?
This is a couple years after.
2001?
Fast and the Furious 1.
2001? Was that?
2001, maybe fucking 1999.
Yeah. They were nominated for Best Actor in a Film at the Irish Film and Television Awards. Guess who?
2001.
Yeah, 2001.
I didn't listen to what you were saying. I was looking that up. Just say the name. I'm not going to guess.
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell,
They
baby.
didn't get it, though. But they did win. This has got to be a fucking joke. So this is for the MTV Movie Awards, for some reason in Mexico, in States. And it says that this is the award. It's the MTV Movie Award for Best Colin Farrell in a Movie. Colin Farrell. I don't know if this is like a fucking typo on like IMDb or if that was like a legit award. They're like, hey, this is the best Colin Farrell that Colin Farrell's ever done.
I mean, we need to pause the podcast and figure that out, right?
Yeah.
Figure out if the MTV Movie Awards did an award called the best Colin Farrell in a movie.
Yeah, no, I'm going to look it up right now.
Yeah, so we'll be back.
And we're back. And I found out some cool, intriguing stuff that apparently Mexico has their own MTV Movie Awards.
Naturally.
And they got some crazy fucking entries and just categories. It's just wild. So, this was all completely true. That there is some award at the Mexico MTV Movie Awards for the best Colin Farrell in a movie, which is Colin Farrell role in the movie S.W.A.T. Well, look at that.
You made that in just way longer and more confusing than it was. So they looked at like 5 different roles that Colin Farrell played, and they picked on which one was the best. So his role in SWAT won over like his role in the movie Daredevil and his role in the movie Phone Booth, which I'm going to be honest, he was better in Phone Booth than he was in this.
Yeah, this is more of a...
But it was basically what was Colin Farrell's best performance out of the last couple years.
No, yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said it's the Colin Farrell Awards, and this was the Colin Farrell win for Colin Farrell.
Well, yeah, because
Good job, Colin Farrell.
I'm trying to show how ridiculous it is.
Yeah,
as well.
So it's weird that they picked Colin Farrell. Like, I don't know if he was there in person and accepted the award in person.
There's only one other person that they have a category like this for, and it's Diego Luna. Better than that, in all of 2004...
And of course I know, but for the listener who might not know who Diego Luna is, what other roles has Diego played?
Well, I'll name the 3 movies that he was going for in 2004. So it was Nicotina, which is what he won for himself.
I loved it.
Open Range, and then Soldiers of Salamina.
There we go. Nicotina is my favorite out of those 3. So
yeah.
They made the right choice.
Yeah, but I'm just picturing it's just some dude who worked for this film festival that just got a boner for these 2 guys. It's like, why else? Why just pick these 2? No one else in 2004 out of all the actors?
I mean, but like they weren't going to get Denzel Washington to show up.
Oh, but Colin
Farrell might have showed up. Colin Farrell might have been like, yeah, go down to Mexico. That sounds sick.
All right, fuck it, yeah, I'll go.
Get a Spaceman award. Or
Yeah.
there's popcorn. It's popcorn that they give.
Yeah.
Golden pie. I mean, in Mexico, it could be whatever.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
It could be $8 million cash.
Yeah, you're right. Could be.
Why wouldn't you go accept that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Is that all the awards?
Just one more award.
All right, let's hear it.
And it's for the Yoga Awards, and they won for
because of all that coaching you did for Colin Farrell in the yoga studio.
You're goddamn right, David. But they won the worst foreign film. And they give it to Clark Johnson. I don't know who the fuck Clark Johnson is. I don't know what he did.
I mean, I assume he directed or was the producer or the writer for this movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he was like a key grip, and they were like, "You fucking shit the bed on this one, Clark.
You pieces of shit."
Did you find what was Clark Johnson do?
No.
I mean, pause the podcast again. We got to find out what Clark Johnson did.
But yeah. Oh, no, he's the director. Found it. Boom. Bada bing.
Of course he was.
Yeah. But worst foreign film. Those are always fun.
Yeah. Like, what country? I don't think it says.
Doesn't say. Yeah.
And even if it did, you're not finding it.
Yeah,
right?
fuck that. But yeah,
let's start this
awards.
movie.
Yeah, please. Let's dive deep.
It's a pretty wild opening. It's in Hollywood. They show the Hollywood sign. But you hear like police radio, all that stuff, and then it's kind of blurry and
it
staticky.
did kind of remind me of like a day going out on the hike because they kind of like fly by over the mountains and they're showing all of these helicopters that are just like going crazy in LA, which is like honestly pretty common. Get to the top of a mountain, you're going to see a bunch of helis, a bunch of crazy shit go down in the city. Go on though, David.
Hey everyone, I lived in LA for a little bit. Isn't that cool?
No,
I go on big hikes and I see helis.
Well, it is funny though because
helicopter.
You get to
say helicopter.
Well, but what's funny is that you get to the top of it and you're like, oh wow, look how beautiful this is.
You knew I made up my mind to make fun of you.
No, I know.
The second you started talking, and then you still chose to say helis.
Oh yeah,
talk about helicopter.
They're helis, baby.
No, they're helicopters.
I bet if you were to go meet
psycho.
a professional, just someone that just builds helicopters, he probably calls them helis all day long.
If I called them helis, he'd say, fuck you.
Yeah, you think?
He'd say, fuck you, helis.
He'd think it takes it that personal?
He'd say, get out of my helicopter store.
You piece of shit.
Yeah.
No, but it's just funny. You get to the top of the mountain, you think you're living in bliss, and you turn around, there's like 20 fucking helicopters looking for someone in the city. And it reminds you very quickly what LA is all about.
So there's police chatter, and you just hear a cop go, they have automatic weapons. There's nothing we can do to stop them. We're requesting SWAT. And you're like, all right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see the SWAT. There's a bank robbery in progress. Colin Farrell and Jeremy Renner, they come in via helicopter, or heli.
Heli.
They drop in from a heli on top of the bank. They're coming in through the roof, and they're not being super quiet about it.
That's exactly what I was thinking when this was happening.
Like they're banging around. They have a big welding thing that they use to cut into it. And I'm like, they got to hear them doing this. If someone was cutting into the roof of a building I was in, I'd hear it.
Yeah.
But they don't. To each their own. There's a sniper. There's guys with automatic weapons out on the street. And then there's two guys in the bank. And the guys are freaking out. They're like, let me just start fucking killing all these hostages. We're going to give them a body. Let's kill this bitch and give him a body. Let them know we mean business.
And what's funny is they said like a line like, they got to know that we're serious or something like that, where it's like, oh,
he said, let's throw a body out there to show them we mean business.
Exactly. And right before this, though, they just showed like three dudes in the middle of the street lighting up cops, like literally trying to kill cops, as if that wasn't enough.
Yeah, they have automatic weapons. They're in the street shooting cop cars.
That's not enough.
Like, I know. Yeah.
They don't get it yet. They don't know.
There's a sniper on a building who has a clear shot at the guy. I don't know why they showed it like this. They show him have the clear shot and not take it, and then the guy gets in a car, and the I call him cool black SWAT boss.
Yeah.
Is what I've called him this entire movie. And he's like, don't let them leave in that car. And he's like, I won't. And then he kills the guy.
Yep.
I'm like, you could have done that before he fired off more rounds of that
machine gun.
Wait
for the cool black guy. You know what I'm saying?
Wait for cool black SWAT boss.
That's all there is in this movie. It's just cool SWAT guys that are black.
This guy is cool. Don't call him cool black guy. That's offensive.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's cool black SWAT boss.
SWAT boss.
SWAT boss. He's like the sergeant.
Yeah. But they only get that one kill. It literally goes from that scene to like inside where they don't show they show that he could just keep this sniper could just keep killing
that sniper could end this real quick.
But no.
But he does not.
Yeah. So it literally goes from like him killing them to the other guy still shooting at the cops, and then it goes like inside the bank. And they're like, all right.
And so Colin Farrell and Renner, they're in like an office in the bank, and the boss is telling them to hold.
Yeah.
And then Renner looks at Colin Farrell and says, "We hold, they die." And then Colin Farrell goes, "I guess we're not holding." He's like, "What the fuck else am I supposed to say to that?"
Yeah.
So they hop down. SWAT leader, cool black SWAT boss.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wrote SWAT leader there. That's the only time it says that. It's cool black SWAT boss every other time in my notes. They send in a secure phone, which I assume like they're going to negotiate with them for a hostage release, whatever. And the head robber's still freaking out. He's like on the phone. He's like, no, I'm in charge. All right, don't you tell me to calm down. I'm in charge here. And then he hangs up, and you're like, he is going to kill all of these people.
You know, sometimes the moment's just too much for, even the best of us.
Absolutely. He couldn't keep his cool.
Yeah.
You know who could keep his cool, though?
SWAT boss?
Cool black SWAT boss.
Yeah.
He's telling everyone to keep holding, but Colin Farrell and Renner aren't responding. And he's like, yo, Colin Farrell and Renner, why aren't you responding to me? I need you guys to hold. They're saying nothing. There's a news camera outside that's filming inside the bank. And this guy's holding the lady. He's got her in a headlock. He's got a gun to her head. And then he looks at the TV. He's like, I'm on fucking TV! Like, freaking out. And then Renner shoots, and he shoots the lady in her shoulder.
Yeah, so they kind of like build it up like to where it makes you think, kind of from Jeremy Renner's perspective, that like, oh, he's about to shoot the hostage.
He did shoot the hostage.
No, not Jeremy Renner. That the
guy's about to shoot the hostage. Yeah.
So then it makes it seem like Jeremy Renner's making the right decision to be like, oh, there's nothing else I could do. I gotta do this. It's like kind of like the way that they made it seem. So he shoots her in the shoulder,
and then him and Colin Farrell take out the two gunmen.
Yeah,
very easily. They fucking.
And then they're
those
just
guys
like,
are
right.
jamokes to them. Yeah. Colin Farrell's checking on the lady, and he's calling a hospital. And Renner just goes, "We got him, right?" Colin Farrell gives him a look, like he's like, "Fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
And then Renner goes, "She's gonna be okay, right?" And Colin Farrell just says, "I'm not a doctor."
This is while they're now helping the woman too. So the woman's looking.
She's
up.
like,
"What the fuck?"
Yeah. He's just, "I'm not a doctor." To Jeremy Renner, like, "Fuck you, Renner."
Yeah,
I'm not a doctor.
What am I supposed
Who knows?
to? Yeah. Which is true, but like you don't think you would say that with the woman conscious, like in your arms, looking at you.
You don't respond to Renner. You just sit there and you check on the lady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You're gonna be all right, man.
Yeah,
just stick with me, breathe.
But see, this is an ego battle already.
He's already like,
who's right, who's wrong.
He's like, I'm not a doctor, all right? You fucking shot this lady.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell and Renner are sitting outside their boss's office back at the precinct, and the crooked cop from Four Brothers comes up.
Whoop whoop.
And he's like, I don't care what they say. You guys are fucking heroes out there, all right? Don't ever forget it. And they're like, yeah, goddamn right. And then there's another black cop with the crooked cop from Four Brothers, and he goes, "That's some cocky shit out there today, huh?" And then they both walk away. Renner looks at Colin Farrell and says, "You know how to play this, right?" And then we go in, and Captain Fuller, he is not happy with what happened. Renner's like, that fucking bitch would be dead if it wasn't for me. No one on this planet can do what I do better than I do it.
Yeah.
And the boss isn't okay with that. He's like, it's fucking crazy. He's like, I get 2 seconds to make a decision in there. You get 2 months to fucking tear it apart. Jeremy Renner's just going in on him. And then cool black SWAT boss goes, Special Weapons and Tactics. That's what SWAT stands for. We find that out immediately. Special Weapons and Tactics. Where were your tactics? And Renner and Colin Farrell are like, we saved her fucking life. And the captain goes, you're both off SWAT. Captain Fuller's like, you're both off SWAT. And cool black SWAT boss is like, oh, hold on. Those are my 2 top guys.
Let me be cool for a second.
Those are my best guys, Captain Fuller. At least keep them in the division so they can work their way back up.
Yeah.
And he says, fine. Stick them in the gun cage and get them out of my fucking sight. Renner says this is bullshit. And the captain's like, you're lucky cool black SWAT boss is sticking up for you right now. He goes, no, you're right, I am lucky. Lucky I don't have to work for a piece of shit like you. And he slams shit off his desk, and
Yeah.
Captain Fuller's like, "You're fucking fired. Get out of here."
Get him out of here.
And they fucking pull Renner out of there because he's freaking out. And then the captain tells Colin Farrell, he's like, "You hang back, though." He's like, "Have a seat." And Colin Farrell's like, "I'm not sitting. My adrenaline is sky high right now. I'm going to stand." And Captain's like, "Renner's a bad dude." He's like, "You go ahead and be like, he acted on his own here, and I was just doing damage control and helping him. You fucking flip on Renner. We can pin this all on him, and I'll have you working SWAT tomorrow."
Fucking Morrow.
And then we do not hear Colin Farrell's response.
Yeah.
Now we're in the locker room. Jeremy Renner's like packing his shit off, and he's like, "All right, let's go get a drink, brother." And Colin Farrell's like, "I'm staying." He's like, "You're fucking staying?" He's like real disappointed. He's like, "You're gonna work in a fucking gun cage, man? We're better than that. Fucking like, what's wrong with you? You're gonna work in a fucking cage like a loser?" And Colin Farrell's like, "You shot a hostage, man. This is your fucking fault we're in this mess. How many times do I have to clean up after you?"
They told us to hold.
And then Renner goes, "Yeah, you fucking cut a deal with Captain, didn't you? You flipped on me and you cut a deal?" And then
This part I actually got a little confused because I'm like, did he?
we don't know.
Wait, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And then Colin Farrell,
Well, because he ends up saying, "Oh, my bad, go."
Colin Farrell goes, "I never realized until now how full of shit you are." And then Jeremy Renner goes, "Fuck you and fuck SWAT." And then he comes up to Colin Farrell and he grabs him by the shirt and he slams him up against the mirror. That's 7 years bad luck right there. He shattered the mirror.
Yeah.
What's Renner doing? What's he thinking? He just lost his job. Now he's going to have bad luck for the next 7 years?
7.
Good luck finding steady employment.
Yeah.
Not happening.
But he makes it seem like he's just going to get another job like that. Like, easy. It doesn't even fucking matter. But we'll find out.
We'll find out what happens to Renner.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell is running on the beach and boxing and just playing in the rain, kind of.
Yeah.
Having fun. He's got a dog. And then he's working in the cage. And his new partner converted to Mormonism because his wife's Mormon.
Yeah, that was a funny line.
But he's drinking a Dr. Pepper, even though he's not allowed to drink Dr. Pepper because he can't have anything mind-altering in Mormonism. It's really just a plug for Mormonism. And,
that's what I was
and
thinking.
it's kind of like, look how shitty this religion is. Like, this guy's sneaking Dr. Peppers at work because his religion doesn't allow it. And he's like, "It's fucking nuts."
My body's a sanctuary.
Yeah, he said something like that. And he was fat.
Yeah.
He was fat. It was like, "Oh, my body's a sanctuary. You got to treat it good." And Colin Farrell's like, "Yeah, I treat mine like a carnival," even though Colin Farrell's jacked,
fucking
running
just
on the beach and boxing in the rain, like
living as healthy as can be.
This dude with a mustache comes up and he slides his boots in the cage and says, "Have them clean by morning, boys."
And he's just got like the biggest mustache.
And Colin Farrell's partner is like, "You're supposed to have your gear in an hour ago." And he's like, "What, is your partner going to report me to Captain?" Like, so, like, laying the ground that, like, people are like, "Oh, he flipped on Renner. That's why Renner's gone and Colin Farrell stayed." And Colin Farrell makes a joke. He's like, "Maybe only about your mustache." And the guy's like, "Your mom likes it." And he's like, "So did your sister."
Yeah.
So just like a fun, like, you guys jiving each other back and forth.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson then walks in, and it is as big of a deal as Samuel L. Jackson walking in a building should be. Everyone's like, "Whoa."
Oh, my God. If that's not the coolest guy I've ever seen.
He comes, he drops his gun off, and he's like, "I need it ready by the morning." And, like, he starts explaining, like, the custom stuff he's done to it. And Colin Farrell's like, "And I know the trigger right here." And Samuel Jackson looks impressed by that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck, did he know that?" Like, immediately.
Yeah.
And he's like, "And you are?" And he's like, "I'm Colin Farrell, bitch. Who are you?"
I was fucking the King and Alexander in that movie that was really cool and long. Who are you?
I never saw that.
It's actually really good.
Yeah.
I mean, really long, but pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have Samuel Jackson meeting with cool black SWAT boss, and he's like, "I want you to run a team. You can have these 2 dudes that you worked with before, and I want you to have 3 newcomers. The kicker is, though, Captain Fuller has to approve your team." And he's like, Fuller fucking hates me. He's like, goddamn right he does.
I was even explaining to Corbin in this moment how cool Samuel L. Jackson is, because like even Corbin was like, that's a cool black boss. But then Samuel L. Jackson's
cool black SWAT boss.
Cool black SWAT boss. I'm like, yeah, but Samuel L. Jackson might even be cooler. He's like, how? I'm like, Samuel L. Jackson was like the coolest Avenger, and he didn't even have superpowers. He was like, Samuel L. Jackson was in the Avengers?
I mean, that's not true. The coolest Avenger?
Oh, come on, bro.
It's Iron Man.
But like...
The coolest? It's fucking Tony Stark.
He's one of the coolest.
Is he the best? It's debatable. He's definitely the coolest.
You think?
The billionaire who's just like, I got a fucking weird heart thing. I'm going to build a suit.
But think about
be
it
a
for a
superhero with all... No, it's fucking Iron Man.
Yeah, like he's the coolest. But like...
Yeah,
hear
that's
me
what
out,
we're talking about.
But like... They're all in a room. And one person walks in to make everyone stop talking. Who is it? Who is it more?
Iron Man.
It's Samuel L. Jackson, bro.
It's Iron Man.
It's got to be the dude with the eye patch.
No.
All right, fine. It's debate for another day.
Have you met an actual person with one eye? They're all boring. My old job, there was a chef with one eye. He's a fucking boring dude. My old job. My current job. Old chef. Dude. One eye. Boring.
Can you imagine how dark this would be if some dude with one eye was just like a big loyal fan, was just like, I'm gonna fucking kill the 5-6 Kings now.
I mean, if some dude with one eye is a loyal fan and he finds it shocking that this is my take on people with one eye, he hasn't been listening to the show. And like he's getting angry about
that's
it.
Like the thing.
He's getting angry about it because this whole show is just nonsense and
like you're God to him,
and me drawing hard lines in the sand for specific groups of people, like people in India and Polk County. Like he's like, man, fuck these guys.
But he just can't believe it or face it, and now he's got to do something about it.
So the next scene is just the fucking. So Colin Farrell gets home. He's home early, and his girlfriend's moving out, and they say goodbye, and he's surprised that she's moving out, and she goes to kiss him goodbye, and he like kind of holds back and then kisses her on the forehead. Here's my problem with this.
Tell me.
We no backstory.
Nothing.
I don't care that she's leaving.
Yeah.
We barely know Colin Farrell. We don't know her at all.
Yeah.
She's one of the girls in John Tucker Must Die, though. She's the one.
Yeah. I know I've seen her a bunch back in like the early 2000s, and I was just thinking, like, what the fuck has happened to her?
She was not the cheerleader girl, and not the vegetarian girl. She was the other one. I think her thing was like she was smart.
Yeah,
she might have been like president of student council or something. It's that chick from John Tucker Must Die.
Yeah,
and she's moving out, and we're supposed to care. I don't care even a little bit.
I don't care at all, yeah. And I don't understand what the point of it, because it doesn't add anything to his character.
Yeah. Not at all.
But it's just the fact that he's probably like a good-looking guy, so they're like, oh, we got to have some girl...
There's got to be some sex thing going on.
Something, yeah.
Some hot chick's got to be into him.
Yeah, exactly.
But whatever. We're back in the cage. Colin Farrell made this thing that you hook on the front of a SWAT van, and it hooks into a building and rips off the side of the building. Samuel L. Jackson watched him, and he's impressed that he did that. And then he's like, let me go get your gun. And he gives him his gun, and he comments on how the gun's fixed. And then he says something. He kind of like gives him shit for going the extra mile.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, man, I'm surprised you didn't do whatever. And he's like, yeah, and if you want me to show you how to shoot it, I work 9 to 5 all week.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking with each other back and forth. It's a fun little...
It's kind of corny again, with just like the ego of like masculinity and fucking stupid ego bonds that men build through stupid masculinity. I just found it so corny, but yeah, it was cute.
All right.
Just getting really deep on this psychological fucking bullshit.
We're now, it's a SWAT obstacle course thing that Samuel L. Jackson and the crooked cop from Four Brothers do, and the crooked cop from Four Brothers wins.
Beats him by like a millisecond.
Yeah, and Samuel L. Jackson pays him at the end, and they see Colin Farrell shooting off to the side. Samuel L. Jackson says, I bet you $100 that he'll beat you. And they're all like, she's the fucking loser that works in the cage. Of course I'll beat him. But here's the thing. crooked cop from Four Brothers knows who Colin Farrell is. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like he doesn't know that he used to be on the SWAT team and was really good.
Yeah.
Like, he shouldn't be like, oh, that dude's a nobody. Of course I'll beat him. That guy works in the cage.
And that's like my whole problem with like it's just like the ego. Of
But
characters.
like the ego aside, like he's acting like he's gonna beat him because that guy has a desk job. Like, of course I'm gonna beat him out here. He knows who Colin Farrell is.
No, yeah.
This isn't a stranger. They shouldn't. And here's the thing: the scene earlier where they met, where we saw that they knew each other, it meant nothing.
No, yeah.
They could have not had that scene in it.
Uh-huh.
And then this would be more believable, like, oh, Samuel L. Jackson hustled him there. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll have the cage guy beat you.
Yeah.
No, but they had them fucking in a room together where he's like, you guys are heroes. So we know Four Brothers cop knows Colin Farrell and knows how fucking good he is.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like the fact
and he's
that
like, let's make it 200. I'll fucking beat that nerd.
like that's what I'm saying. It's not believable that they're making his character be so egotistic to where he doesn't have any type of rationalism, and that's what kind of pisses me off. I'm like, no one acts like that. You're gonna have an understanding this guy used to be X, whatever he was, plus being part of SWAT and doing some of the crazy shit. Like, you're not gonna act like you're gonna blow him out the fucking water.
This guy called Colin Farrell a hero 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Like,
You would think he would be the guy that would have been like, no.
He would have been like, no,
No,
I don't want to. I'm not gonna. So like maybe the 100, like his ego and pride gets him.
Yeah,
He's like,
maybe.
yeah, I'll do for 100. He's not gonna say, Psh, make it 2.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
beat that loser. Like
they were
he's
friends.
gonna be. He's gonna be like, Colin Farrell might beat me.
Yeah.
He's real good. He might be a little rusty, but he's real good. He could win.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell wins.
Yep.
And then we see this dude. This dude's coming to town. We don't know his name for a little while. He's speaking French. He comes in at some airport in L.A. Correct me if I'm wrong. It didn't seem like LAX.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Could have been the Burbank Airport. Could have been Hawthorne Airport. They say
Yeah.
Hawthorne Airport later in this movie.
Yeah.
That's my guess. This is a Hawthorne movie. He landed at the Hawthorne Airport. He's going through customs, and he has a knife. And they're like, I don't know how the fuck you got this through all the way
Customs
here.
or
Like,
whatever,
you can't
yeah.
have this in your bag. And he's like, oh, it's a gift from my dad. Not dangerous. He pretends like he doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
And then he's like, not dangerous. And the lady just looks at him. She was speaking French to him up until this point. And then she holds it and goes, mail it back to yourself.
Mail it.
Mail it home.
Yeah.
Mail it home. And he's like, yes. And
Oh,
he
oui.
bows. Yeah. And then he walks around the corner, and Dom from Entourage, who's Vince's friend, he's a guy who lived back home with them, and he did some time in prison because it was Vince's weed. It was 2 joints. And he would have been out quickly, but Dom beat the shit out of the police officer, so he did like 2 years and still held the guilt over Vince's head because Vince made it big in Hollywood while Dom was serving time in prison.
Jesus.
And comes back and he's like, I'm Vince's head of security. He was a nightmare. He sucked. He stole the Shrek doll from the guy who made Shrek, and Vince was trying to do a movie for that guy. And the guy's like, he fucking stole my Shrek doll.
Oh, my fuck.
He stole the original Shrek doll from my fucking house.
No way.
I want my doll. That guy, Dom.
Oh, wow.
He's just waiting around the corner, and this guy comes by, and Dom's like, oh, like you can tell he's like, oh, this is my guy, and like carries his bag for him. So we're like, oh, this dude's super important.
Yeah,
Carries
but I'm
bag.
like,
And then they go to a town car, and this guy has he had 2 bags. Dom only took 1. I think so. When they got to the town car, we could see him just throw his bag on the ground, and the driver pick it up and put it in the trunk. And then they get in, and
he looks like a fucking Tom Ford model or some.
he's a good-looking dude, yeah, for sure.
But it's like can't have it all in this world. What are you? You a bad guy? You a drug dealer? You just you a high paid model? I don't know which one are we going with. Can he be both? I don't know. I guess he can.
Yeah, I mean, you could be good-looking and the head of a crime family, for sure.
You think?
Yeah.
All right.
That dude grew up with money, probably good genes. In the olden days, they would take the most beautiful man and make him king.
You're right. That is true.
So, like, comes from that kind of lineage, maybe. We don't know. We never find out.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the lineage.
Could be.
And he's in the car, and Dom's like, your return flight's tonight at midnight. I'm the only one who knows you're here. He's like, what are you here for? And he's like, it's my uncle's birthday. I want to surprise him. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's super sweet.
back in the cage, Mormon guy's eating McDonald's and
talk about why he can't fucking eat it because he's a Mormon. So now I'm thinking like, okay. And so they talk about this cage as if it's like like you're in detention or some shit. Or like this is the only way. Like this is the area you work to like because you fucked up in some way or some shit. I'm wondering what did Mormon do?
His job is that's as high as he's rising in the ranks of the LAPD.
Everyone just knows he's a fucking bitch. And
he's the cage guy. He works in that cage.
And he likes it.
That will be his job.
You're going to fucking like it, and he likes it. Yeah.
That will be his job.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson tells Colin Farrell, he says, you got a license? And he goes, I have a library card. And he said, good enough. Go get your uniform on. You're driving me today.
Corbin's like, library card? What the fuck? I love watching movies with Corbin. His comments are awesome.
Samuel Jackson, we find out he was a Marine in Nam.
Yeah.
We find out that Colin Farrell was a Navy SEAL, but he will not tell Samuel L. Jackson what he did.
Because that just like...
And Samuel L. Jackson says, fair enough. Let's go to South Central.
Yeah.
We cut to South Central.
This scene fucking...
Don't call it a comeback, because we see LL Cool J just screaming at a lady in her living room that he doesn't speak Spanish. Where's your boyfriend? He's like, I don't fucking speak Spanish. Where's your boyfriend? Then they hear a door slam in the back of the house. So he's like, oh shit, that's him. And they run after him, and he calls it in. He's like, we got a male in a purple Lakers jersey heading southbound, whatever, blah blah blah. Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell respond.
This scene drives me insane.
They
this guy would get away from LL Cool J so quickly, bro. So quickly. This guy looks like he's about to be a new D1 athlete.
Racist.
Because he's an athletic.
He looks
in
like
shape.
He's kind of an older black guy.
No, he's
guy's like 30.
Maybe. Yeah, but that's like prime age. If
that's
he
not
is
a
30.
D1 athlete. D1 athletes are 18 years old, 18 to 22, Braden.
My point is, this guy's got the fucking Nikes on.
And dude, but fuck you, because we see LL Cool J shows his body later in this movie. And you're like, oh, he is...
No, he's fit.
He is jacked.
Yeah, you're right for that.
LL Cool J would fuck this dude up. And let's not give it away. LL Cool J doesn't fucking catch him.
No, yeah.
Why are you acting like LL Cool J caught him and ran him down?
So let me explain.
LL Cool J does not chase this guy down and catch him.
So the whole scene pisses me off for multiple reasons, bro. One, it's because Samuel L. Jackson or fucking LL Cool J is keeping up with him. My point is, LL Cool J is definitely in shape. It's the fact that he's wearing like this police uniform that is just not realistic with chasing someone down. You're wearing boots. You got a whole waist belt on with fucking big flashlights and shit. Like, you're not running after this dude who's probably running a 4.5 or some shit.
It's not like he's like trained to do this kind of stuff. You're right. You're right. Go on.
What kills me is I'm sitting there with fucking Corbin. We're talking about how cool Samuel Jackson is. And I totally forget what's happening in this scene, like what's about to happen. And the entire time we're like, oh man, Samuel L. Jackson is so cool. He's just going to pull up somewhere and just knock the shit out of this dude.
So before all that, Colin Farrell does some slick driving and cuts the guy off in the alley.
Yeah.
And then the guy just like jumps on the hood of the car and runs over the top. LL Cool J follows suit, and then Colin Farrell gets out and chases after us. Now it's Cool J and Colin Farrell running after him.
And he is cutting between the craziest neighborhoods in LA. I almost think it's Koreatown, and it might not be, but it's just
I did not see one Korean in this scene.
No, you're right. Neither did I. I'm just saying off of like the way the city looks. Like it could be like anywhere, but
they're South Central.
Okay, South Central.
Yeah, they say they're going to South Central.
Yeah. But it's just like
plus nobody I know got killed South Central LA. Today was a good day.
Ice Cube, baby. Yeah, but the city is packed. Like they're running through almost what would almost seem like a fucking parade or some shit. They're running through side streets, and it's just there's people everywhere. There's packed everywhere. But you know who else is there? Samuel L. Jackson, just fucking waiting around a corner, 3 miles down this fucking stretch, somehow without breaking a sweat. Beat the fucking dude who's running a 4.5.
So he had the car. He hopped over the driver's seat, so he drove there.
Yeah, but we don't see him hop out the car.
Yeah, we see him get in the driver's seat, though.
Yeah.
So we know he drove to. He's just fucking. He's got the knowledge. He knew where that motherfucker was going to end up.
He's so cool.
He's like, these guys are running like a quarter mile. I don't need that shit.
Fucking idiots.
Waits around the corner and just fucks the dude up and drops him. LL Cool J runs up and starts like handcuffing the guy. Samuel L. Jackson introduces himself to LL Cool J. And LL Cool J goes, I don't give a fuck what your name is. I could have caught him on my own. And then Samuel L. Jackson goes, I want you to be on my SWAT team. LL Cool J failed to catch the guy and then was very disrespectful to Samuel L. Jackson. And he goes, I want you to be on my SWAT team. He says it so much cooler than that. But he offers him a job after that. And LL Cool J's like, shit, bet. I'm in.
Because Samuel L. Jackson knows that that's exactly what he would have said if he was LL Cool J's age and in his position. He's like, man, that's just a younger me.
It's this young Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Then a lady is sweeping her steps.
Oh, yeah.
And her name's Octavia Spencer.
Yeah.
Is the actress's name. You may know her from Big Mama's House. She's that scene where the lady delivers a baby. And this is going to be weird. This is going to be a whole weird side thing. Lady delivers a baby inside Big Mama's house, and Martin Lawrence, like Big Mama apparently was going to be delivering the baby, and Martin Lawrence is like, all right, let's go. They're just pouring Crisco oil all over the lady. It's nuts. It's a nuts scene in this movie. I don't know if you've ever seen Big Mama's House, the original
I've seen,
one.
parts of it,
It's a bananas movie. But Martin Lawrence as Big Mama delivers the baby, and Octavia Spencer is one of that lady's friends. She's in a ton of other stuff, but Big Mama's House more than anything else. But here's the thing, Big Mama's House.
What?
Martin Lawrence does not look like Big Mama, the actress.
No.
He also he fools her family in that movie. It's like Big Mama's daughter or niece or someone like very close to her comes to stay with Big Mama. And Martin Lawrence dresses in a fat suit. He looks like a man impersonating a fat old woman. And she's just like, that's Big Mama. And then stays with them for a fucking weekend. And Martin Lawrence takes off the makeup to not be Big Mama and dates that woman like during the same weekend. There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. They're just going to fall for that shit.
I can't believe that.
Do you know who's in that movie, by the way?
Made. No.
Paul Giamatti is in that movie. Paul
God.
Giamatti. He's like Martin Lawrence's friend.
Oh
and
my
people
God.
are like, he's in the wrong neighborhood. That's a crazy... Anthony Anderson plays like a Krav Maga instructor who's just beating the shit out of old black women. Like, that's all. Like, he's beating the fuck out of him the whole movie, and Martin Lawrence as Big Mama's there, and he's like, oh, I'm not letting this guy keep doing this.
I got to rewatch
And then
Big
he
Mama's
fucks
House.
up Anthony Anderson. It's a great movie. Great movie.
Damn.
But she's there, and she says, don't y'all got nothing better to do than arrest another black man? And LL Cool J's like, when he robs your ass, you're not going to be saying that shit. And she goes, mm-hmm. And he says, mm-hmm, my ass. And then, so then he's gone for now. Colin Farrell's driving Samuel L. Jackson around, and he's like, you sure you don't want to be in the back seat? I could wear a little driver's cap, maybe get gloves on.
And let me just point out, too, they're both wearing really cool sunglasses. Samuel L. Jackson's wearing, like, Oakleys, like you're about to go on a trail run. And Colin Farrell looks like he's, like, a new member of the Matrix. He's got, like, the Matrix glasses on. And you're thinking, like, he's about to crack the code.
But they have a nice little rapport back and forth. They shit talk each other.
Yeah, they shit talk each other. Well, actually, this is the part where I didn't really like the dialogue. He was like, "Oh yeah, you wanna sit in the back, get the cab feel." So like something like it was just like a weird kind of. It was like a weird jab. Like it wasn't even like a clever, funny jab or anything.
Oh, I liked it. It was like I'm your fucking driver today. Like you want me to wear a driver's cap and drive you around, Mr. Jackson?
See, that would have been
He
so
said
much.
that. He said maybe I can get a little cap on and some gloves.
Yeah?
Yeah, he said
Okay,
all
maybe
that.
I missed that.
It was
Okay.
good. It was it was fun.
okay.
I mean, it was fine. I wasn't like, but it was fine. I'm like, yeah, whatever. They had a fun little rapport.
I thought he was just like, you want me to be your cab driver?
Nah, yeah.
I was like,
they have a fun little rapport.
Okay.
Samuel Jackson tells Colin Farrell they need to go meet Officer David Burris in the Southwest Division.
Yeah.
They meet him at a hot dog cart. Samuel Jackson orders a hot dog with everything on it and a ginger ale. Which everything on it, fuck that. There's so... Hot dog cart's got so much shit there. That's a lot of stuff.
David, I fucking hate hot dogs, so...
That's because you're crazy.
Well, go on.
Yeah. Because you hate them because they're unhealthy, I assume.
No. I hate them because I hate the taste. Like, I'll fucking throw up.
Oh, you're nuts.
I'll fucking throw up.
You're nuts.
I fucking hate...
Hot dogs are delicious.
Oh.
So I say that, but like if you're like, hey, do you want this fucking ribeye steak or do you want a hot dog? Like, I'm not a psycho. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, give me the hot dog. Yeah, I love hot dogs. Like I get it's not. If someone invited me over for dinner and hot dogs was the main course, I'd be disappointed.
No, yeah.
Like,
so it's not really because they're
but hot dogs are
more
great.
Like I don't like pork and shit like that, and it kind of reminds me of like.
I mean, who knows what
sausage?
Who knows what's in a hot dog?
It's literally the leftovers of all different types of meat mushed together.
Yeah. Yeah,
fucked.
So don't put it on pork. Right? Don't you dare put it on pork.
I'm not trying to put it on pork.
But Samuel Jackson orders a hot dog with everything on it and a ginger ale. Colin Farrell says he'll have the same. David Burris orders a soy dog and a tomato juice if you have it, because he's a vegetarian. And Colin Farrell and Samuel Jackson are shooting each other looks like, a vegetarian?
What the
fuck's wrong with this guy? And Colin Farrell says... So... Everything this guy does seems good, except for one thing that he does. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
He's a vegetarian, whatever. That's his fucking diet choices. Mm-hmm. You can't knock a guy for that.
Yeah.
And Samuel Jackson says, so in 6 years on the job, you've never had a civilian complaint. What's that all about? And he goes, well, I feel like you should be kind and courteous, and I'm here to serve my community. And Samuel Jackson's like, fucking loser.
Fucking
like,
Christ.
It's crazy. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
So he goes, now, Dave. And he corrects him. He goes, it's David.
David does that to me all the time.
Yeah,
guys,
yeah, all the time. Crazy that he would do that to a guy who's there interviewing him for a job. He's like, it's David.
All right, let me stop you right there before we go any further.
Before you get too far, it's David, not Dave.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, my apology. David. There's going to be sometimes on SWAT duty where you're going to have to get down and dirty. Do you understand what I'm saying? And he just goes, no.
And now that we're talking about it, I always feel like there's a scene in every Samuel Jackson movie where he says someone's name and he says it wrong. And he's like, oh, well, and then gets to a point that he was going to make regardless. And I just think, I don't know why.
I don't know if that's ever been in another movie.
Now I'm going to have to find out.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure there always is.
I feel like you're just racist.
No, because that's specific to Samuel
Jackson.
Hey,
by the way, Christopher Reeves was not kicked in the face by a horse, and that's why he's disabled.
No. I'm not saying kicked in the face. He was just kicked in the spine or something like that.
He was thrown from a horse in like a horse obstacle course competition thing. So it's his fault. It is his fault that happened to him.
I heard he was like in the stable or whatever and just fucked up by the horse.
I looked this up because I was like, it's crazy that like a big star was kicked by a horse and that's why he was paralyzed, and it wasn't it.
So it's similar though. So what happened?
I mean, it was horse related. I wouldn't say it's similar. That's like if you died of a heart attack, but I told everyone that you were stabbed in the heart, and then I was like, well, it's similar, you know? It was heart related. His heart stopped, you know? His heart stopped.
So what happened?
So
this horse didn't kill him?
He was riding a horse. You see, like, you say it weird like that.
Yeah, this horse didn't kill him?
All right. That's like that's like I shoot you in the chest, but I tell everyone that I took a samurai sword and stabbed you in the chest. And I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. I killed him. You know, who cares how it happened? Be like, well, the samurai sword thing's way cooler.
So I'm guessing this horse didn't want him on his back and said, I'm a...
They were like doing like you see people like they're like, look at my thoroughbred horse. It cost thousands of dollars, and I force it to ride in these little things around rich people with nice hats, and we go and we jump like the fox catcher.
Yeah.
Did you catch the fox, mother?
Yeah,
it's like that.
Mother.
It's exactly like that. And he fucking got thrown from the horse in it. So fuck him.
So it was from the way
it's
he
his
landed
fault.
off
He landed like on his neck and spine. And
okay.
That's a nightmare. His neck and spine were like, hey man, you ain't supposed to be landing like this.
You sure, bro? Because maybe the horse kicked him off and it was like, he's hurt.
Keep saying kick. Yeah, keep saying kick to make it sound like
Yeah.
you were right. He
kicked
kicked
him
him off, and then went and stomped him out.
Yeah, when came around, I was like, he's not.
He's like,
he's
fuck
not hurt
this
enough.
dude. Yeah, like that video where the deer beats the shit out of the dog.
Or the guy.
Have you seen that? The deer beats the shit. It's like in a residential neighborhood,
No,
and a black guy does it over, and he's like, "Oh, what? Fuck you say to me?" And he like runs over. He's like, "Fuck pain, bitch. Fuck pain." But the deer's just fucking like punch. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. He fell off his horse like a bitch and was paralyzed like a hoe.
It's not very Superman-like, is it?
No, it's not. No, it's not. They get in the car, and Samuel L. Jackson asks Colin Farrell, "How the hell can I trust a man who won't eat a good old-fashioned American hot dog?" So, Braden, how the hell can I trust a man who won't eat a good old-fashioned American hot dog?
David, you know what I would say?
No,
Don't trust
that's
him.
why I'm asking. Don't trust him.
Don't trust him. That's what I do. I wouldn't trust that motherfucker. I don't trust myself, David.
They go to the hospital because they want to meet Sanchez.
Ooh.
They see some dude outside his hospital room who's fucked up by Sanchez. The guy's
Yeah.
face is all fucked up. He's like, "Sanchez do that to you?" It's like, "Yeah, fuck Sanchez, man." Sanchez is in room 5, and they just keep talking about how badass Sanchez is, how cool, how tough. Sanchez done all this stuff. Sanchez beats people up just to set up that Sanchez is a woman? What? Samuel Jackson opens it and sees Letty from the fucking Fast and the Furious movies, and is like, "Oh, sorry, I must have the wrong room. We're looking for Sanchez, who's a
Chris.
badass police officer. Chris Sanchez, badass police officer." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm Chris Sanchez."
She's got like a fucking stab wound, or not like it's not. It's
He
cut
had,
more
said
so.
he had razor blades in his mouth.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, I was like, what do you mean razor blades in your fucking mouth? What are you taping it to your teeth?
Yeah. It's fucking, yeah.
What the fuck did
razor
that...
blades in his mouth. She thinks that Samuel Jackson works for Internal Affairs.
Oh, and let me just say too, her character is Letty 2.0. They're like, hey, whatever you're doing with that Letty character, let's just times it by
Jack
2.
it up.
Let's take it to the limit.
Yeah.
So she
Take it to the limit one more time.
David serenaded me. But yeah, her fucking character is so corny. Sorry.
She crushed it.
Yeah, she crushed it.
Crushed it. She thinks Samuel Jackson's Internal Affairs, and he's like, "Do I look like fucking Internal Affairs?" Samuel Jackson just can't believe she's a woman.
Yeah.
It's like, look how big that guy was. You're a lady. Ladies can't beat up guys that big. Like, it's not, this movie's ridiculous. And yeah, it came out fucking 19 years ago, so
fun,
sure.
Little fun fact, which is like,
This better be fun. Right?
apparently a big reason as to why they were making it like this in the film was because there up to that point, I don't know about up to today, there was never a woman in the SWAT unit. So they were like in the movie trying to make it like a bigger thing, because I guess in history there's never been a SWAT woman.
There still hasn't been, and there won't be one.
As long as you're alive.
As long as I'm alive. Over my dead body will a woman ever put on the SWAT uniform that my father wore.
Really?
No. There has been. There's been a black woman SWAT.
Oh.
Yeah. I tried to find out.
What's her name? Samuel L. Jackson.
I tried finding out what Octavia Spencer's name was, and found out that there's been black women in the actual SWAT units.
Look at that. Letty paved the fucking way.
Paved it. Samuel L. Jackson asked if she's still interested in working, still interested in joining SWAT, and she says, "Nah, I just like applying for it constantly."
That's what I'm going to say next
She's
time someone offers me a job.
I just like applying for it. I just think it's fun.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course. That's why I fucking apply for it.
Look at me right now.
Samuel L.
I
Jackson.
just beat up a dude with razor blades in his fucking mouth trying to get this job.
They get back to the fucking police station. And
Yeah, you know, the place.
Samuel L. Jackson, the place where they work and they get jobs. Samuel L. Jackson tells Colin Farrell to gas up the car and return it. And Colin Farrell's like, kind of like, I'm just your fucking driver. Am I going to be driving you all week? What are we doing here? And he said, well, I filled 2 of the spots. There's still... And, like, there was very little suspense here. He goes, I mean, I filled 2 of the spots. I got 1 spot open still. Who do you think it should be? And Colin Farrell goes, is this a fucking test or what?
I just hate his whole demeanor because he's like, it's not going to be me. Captain fucking whatever his name isn't going to allow it. Like, he's just being the biggest Debbie Downer. Like, dude, what the fuck? This guy is literally telling you, like, hey, listen, just say yes and you're a part of the SWAT again. You've been sitting in the cage working for the past 6 months to try and build back up to this point. So and it's not like he's denying it. He just thinks that there's no way he's going to get the job or some shit. Like, as if Captain...
So that happens after Samuel L. Jackson offers him the SWAT job.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
And then, yeah, but we didn't get to the point where he offered him the job yet. You're getting mad about how Colin Farrell reacts to something we didn't say yet. I agree. I 100% agree with you though.
Yeah.
But also Colin Farrell's like, I don't want to get my hopes up. Yeah. I'm not gonna get it. This is a fucking pipe dream. He's selling me fool's gold. And Samuel L. Jackson says, "Let me worry about that paper pushing punk Fuller." Great alliteration.
Yeah.
Great alliteration. I wish you would have said that paper pushing pussy punk or punk pussy. I wish you just had another P.
Yeah.
But that penis pumping paper pushing punk. I was going to say
punk. Penis, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, let me worry about Fuller. I want you on my team. And he's like, all right.
It gives him the Samuel L. Jackson look.
Yeah.
You know, the eyes get really big.
Like, he wants me on his team. This is a grown-ass man's playground.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson. We're now at a restaurant, and we learn that's all about the sauce.
All about the sauce.
Azamat Debakatov.
Which is the dude from Borat.
Yeah, that's his name in Borat. It's
yeah.
Azamat Debakatov.
Yeah.
Azamat. And he's like...
That's Borat's, like...
It's this guy. If you've seen Borat, you know who Azamat is.
Yeah, you got it.
Or you haven't seen Borat, and you know what? Go watch. It's funny.
Yeah,
it's very funny.
Yeah.
I imagine it still holds up.
For sure.
Azamat, he's sitting at a table. He's telling a bunch of people about his mother's sauce. And the important guy from the airport walks in. And Azamat's pumped. He's like, what are you doing here? Oh, my God. And he goes up and hugs him. He's like, I wanted to surprise you for your birthday, Uncle. He's like, oh, come on, sit down. Let's get champagne. Let's do everything. My nephew's here. He's so excited.
Yeah.
He's like, this is great. Fuller is then, oh, my God. Fuller's meeting with Samuel L. Jackson. And he says, you can have the 2 guys that you work with. He says the names. It's 2 guys that he's worked with in the past. He's like, and you have the new guy, LL Cool J. Sanchez is a woman, so she's out. He says it just like that. He's like, Sanchez is a woman, so she's out. And Colin Farrell's on my shit list. You can't have them. You got to find 2 more guys. Samuel Jackson's like, I'm on your shit list, Captain. Let me have them. And he's like, no, you're not going to fucking have them. And Samuel Jackson says, like, he
basically reiterates it in a different fucking way.
Yeah, he's like, he's just fighting. He wants the team that he wants.
He's like, listen, he's like, I'm on your shit list. Let me make a shit list to where if something happens, you could just blame it on the shit list.
You can blame it on me, just like old times.
Just like old times.
So they have a history. This guy just blames Samuel L. Jackson for shit.
And that's why Samuel L. Jackson likes Colin Farrell, because he sees a little bit of himself, huh?
When they were talking earlier. Sorry, you getting so mad about Colin Farrell threw me off.
My bad.
I mean, you're good. You're good. Bring the passion. Bring the passion. I need to keep my composure. Samuel Jackson asked Colin Farrell, very important part, and because Colin Farrell's like, Captain's never going to go for it. I got history with him. I was like, yeah, about that history. He said, did you turn on your partner and cut a deal with Fuller?
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell says he didn't.
Yeah.
So that's we find out Colin Farrell didn't, which like you should have known by now.
Yeah, but when he said it though, I almost took it as if like he was almost lying. I don't know why, but I almost.
So Fuller, like, I don't know why I did it this way because the movie paints it this way, but Fuller said, "Turn on Renner and you'll be on SWAT tomorrow." And for 6 months, he's been working in the fucking cage, so he obviously didn't turn on Renner.
But then
the cage was always on the table. Renner said, "Fuck the cage, I'm not doing that."
I guess the reason why I took it was because, one, he's still working to get his spot back, which, yeah, he didn't get it back right then, but he was like, you know, like you were going to have to go through something like that anyway to get your spot back. But then also the fact that Renner didn't have his job anymore.
Yeah, because Renner fucking got in the boss's face. And
You're right, yeah.
said, I don't have to work for a piece of shit like
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
all right, you're fucking fired.
Yeah,
Get out
yeah.
of here.
Yeah.
But Fuller agrees. He says, fine, you can have the team you want, but when you fail, and you're probably going to fail, Sanchez goes back to traffic duty, and you and Colin Farrell are out of the whole department. You're not fucking police anymore. You feel me? He said,
Yeah.
Captain Fuller's a white dude. He's like, you feel me?
Yeah.
He's like, you feel me, dog? Like,
Yeah, no, like
shit.
trying to be
Picking that shit up? Dog?
dog. Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson's like, oh, yeah, I feel you. Like, intense.
Just so cool.
We're
Just
back at-
so cool.
We're back at dinner, and the important guy tells Azamat that he has to go. Like, Dom walks in, and he's like, oh, I gotta go. And the important guy's like, no, you gotta stay. I want you to stay. We'll have some drinks. You'll meet Monica. And points at this girl. She's just sitting at the table. He's like, you're gonna meet Monica. It's gonna be great. You'll stay. And he's like, I got a fucking flight at midnight tonight. I gotta go. He's like, no, stay. You get another flight. And then he pulls out the knife, and he goes, do you like this knife? My father gave it to me. And he goes, it is a beautiful knife.
It is
And she is a beautiful woman, so you should stay. Have the knife. We then find out his name is Alex.
The guy is just super sweet.
Yeah, Azamat calls him Alex. He's like, Alex, we need to stay. So we find out that's his name.
Yeah.
He's been an important guy to this point.
Yeah.
And Alex tells Azamat that he's in charge now. And he's like, no, you're not. It's your father. He says, I retired my father. He said, your father never told me this. He's like, well, it's kind of hard for him to talk when I fucking killed him. He said it in a cooler way. But
Yeah.
He's like, I killed my fucking dad, and I'm in charge now. And Azamat is like, no. And then he fucking slits Azamat's throat.
Just in the middle of the restaurant.
Slits his throat, reaches in his pockets and grabs out his car keys and says, you put your hand in my father's pockets. You won't put it in mine. And then pushes him on the table and spits on him.
And it was like a cool Italian,
It was like through his teeth.
yeah.
Like people do it like that, like and then said one of the better lines in the movie, which is, you take my money, I take your life. He said it Spanishly, and he doesn't really speak like he's Spanish the rest of this movie.
Yeah.
But he says like you take my money, I take your life.
Yeah.
Spits on him.
You know, and then I'm
Great
thinking
dude.
like, man, I wish I would have jotted down all these restaurants. Maybe even went back in and reenacted. That would have been cool. You think, like, the workers
fucked
were like,
up.
oh, this is from
You
the scene?
fucked up.
Yeah.
He then wipes the blood off the knife on his shirt and hands the knife to Dom and says,
I'm like, there's evidence.
mail it to me. He then leaves in Azamat's car. Limo girls are taking pictures of him while he's driving.
Now I feel like we're in Vegas.
He sees a pimp on the side of the road at Sunset Boulevard.
No, yeah.
And then he gets pulled over by motorcycle cops because there's a fucking taillight out. Then, who makes a cameo, Braden? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Who makes a cameo?
She's on the side of the road. She's like a fake news reporter. She's talking about beautiful Sunset Boulevard and this club and how the cops are pigs.
Yeah, but like I don't even... Yeah, go.
Bridget the fucking midget!
Oh, what?
Yes, and she said, this is Bridget the midget coming to you live from Sunset Boulevard.
You must have had the extended version.
You're fucking kidding me. She's like, coming to you live from Sunset Boulevard. Look at this club. It's so nice. The cops are pigs. Anything can happen on Sunset Boulevard.
Oh, yeah, I do remember. Oh, yeah.
Bridget the fucking midget.
Yeah. I thought you were almost like talking about the cop. I was like, I don't remember the cop being her. Okay. Yeah.
Apparently Azamat had a warrant out for his arrest, so they have to take Alex into custody until they can confirm his identity. So that's happening. And also, so like, you guys are probably listening to this and like, oh, well, he had Homeboy's blood on his shirt, so they're going to find the
Bada bing,
blood
bada
and
boom.
test it and be like, oh, you have fucking Azamat's blood on your shirt. That doesn't happen.
Nope.
Yeah, so
Psych.
that's a non-factor. He murdered someone, wiped the blood on his shirt, and then immediately got arrested.
In a popular
And that does not come up.
diner in L.A. with cameras. Even if you're important, doesn't mean you could just kill someone in some random restaurant that's packed out the Yeho. Right?
At the what?
Out the Yeho. Isn't that just like an expression of some sort?
I don't know.
At the
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
right?
it.
Yeah.
It's packed out the Yeho, baby.
Yeah.
Packing that Yeho, baby. Woo! We're now at SWAT school.
SWAT school, baby.
Samuel Jackson comments on how early Colin Farrell is, because we're supposed to know how hardworking Colin Farrell is.
Yeah.
They're in the classroom. Mustache and Crooked Cop from Four Brothers.
That scene
come
must
in.
have been hard, too, with what you were saying earlier. With Colin Farrell showing up fucked up to set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You said that like I was supposed to pick up on it immediately.
I don't know.
Like what you were saying earlier.
You
right?
started making me question my own self.
Well, because like early, like he wasn't there. They didn't do an earlier call time for that day.
You don't think?
Nah, it looked like it
It
didn't.
didn't look that early.
Yeah, it looked like it was like 9 a.m. Like
Yeah,
it didn't look crazy early where
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, they're really getting
6
it. in.
a.m., holy
It looked
shit.
like a normal day.
Yeah.
They're in the classroom.
That's probably why, though. They were probably supposed to shoot sunrise. And he showed up
Colin
like, dude, I'm
Farrell's
not
super
shooting
late.
until fucking 10.
Maybe. Colin Farrell was dating Mustache's sister. Mustache is talking shit about. So we find that chick from earlier is Mustache's
Which I'm
sister.
like, did we find that out before this?
No.
No, right?
No. And they're just talking shit back and
That's
forth.
just lazy writing.
Mustache brings up Jeremy Renner, and Colin Farrell wants to fight him. Letty walks in.
Well, and they almost start fighting.
Yeah, like they're getting
But they're
each other's-
pushing.
Yeah. LL Cool J gets in between them, and Crooked Cop from Four Brothers pulls back Mustache. And then Letty walks in, and they're all like, but you're a lady. What are you doing here?
Wait a minute.
You can't. What if you have your period?
Yeah, a bunch of
We
sexist
can't have you out
bullshit
there with
just-
your period. Like he's like, what is she doing here?
Didn't realize how
They got-
sexist.
They got flak jackets for boobs.
Yeah.
How is this? What?
Early 2000s.
It is
different era.
crazy. Samuel L. Jackson then walks in and he's like, y'all met, blah, blah, blah. And then it's training montage.
Yeah.
Montage! Even Rocky had a montage!
Montage!
And it just shows them like they're training and they're fucking up, and Samuel L. Jackson's not impressed, and then they show improvement, and he's like, oh, we got something here. They're starting to pick it up. It's weird though, because they show improvement and then they fuck up again. LL Cool J falls going up the stairs and they all laugh, and Samuel L. Jackson goes, well, I guess if I was deaf I wouldn't have heard you, but while y'all are laughing, there's a lot of people hoping we fail. Let's do it again. Then they do it again, and then it shows them doing another SWAT sequence thing.
Yeah.
And they do it in front of Samuel L. Jackson and Cool Black SWAT boss, and they're both real impressed. They're like, here we go.
You know, 'cause they were halfway done shooting that, and like the director was like, nah, we need more Samuel L. Jackson. There's not enough for this team to be complete. So then they gave Samuel L. Jackson another little runaround with that.
Perfect.
And then there you go.
Yeah.
Now they're complete.
Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell are working out in a gym. And Colin Farrell asks why Samuel L. Jackson picked him.
And let me just tell you, right off rip, Colin Farrell's form, shit. Samuel L. Jackson's pretty good.
He knew what he's fucking doing.
He knew what he was
Samuel L.
fucking
Jackson's
doing.
like, I've been in the gym.
Yeah.
You ever been in the gym?
Colin Farrell hasn't.
You ever been to Scranton, Jan?
Yeah.
And Samuel L. Jackson says to piss Captain off. We then just see Alex sitting in a prison, and he's like tapping his fingers on the wall, just to show like
He's just a
over it.
mastermind.
He's over it. He wants out of this thing. Let's
And
go.
Yeah, he's just getting real. He doesn't have the patience.
It's now the big day.
It's either that or he likes caressing walls and shit.
Probably the latter.
Yeah, probably that.
It's now the big day. The SWAT test. Samuel L. Jackson goes over. He goes, all right, so here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? and he says there's 6 plane hijackers with handguns and knives. They've already killed 1 hostage and are threatening to kill others unless they get a pilot and fuel within an hour. So I don't understand what they really want. Like, they hijacked a plane, and they're just like, we killed the pilot. Now we want a new pilot, and we want this plane fueled up, and he can take us wherever. But, like, what, do they have something?
Isn't that kind of like that?
I would be like, we want $100 million, a pilot and fuel.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's just get us out of here. What are they getting out of this, other than the glory of hijacking a plane and killing people? Unless they crash it into the World Trade Center.
Unless it's like that movie where they're escaping prison and they're using the plane to like get to a place where they can have freedom.
We talking Con Air?
Yeah.
With Nicolas Cage?
Yeah. Yep. It's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's not a good movie.
Nah. Yeah.
It's real
really
bad.
like it, yeah.
Four Brothers Cops is like, they always give a bus for the test. It's always a bus. And Mustache goes, Fuller must really have it out for us.
Yeah.
And he fucking does. Samuel Jackson's like, here's the 2 entrances, blah, blah, blah. How are we going to tackle this? And Colin Farrell just knows about another secret entrance on the plane.
For some reason.
He's like, well, there's the secret elevator shaft for the maintenance here.
Yeah. But
And he's like, there's a what?
the fuck?
He's
What the
like,
fuck
all right,
what?
all right, I guess we'll go with that based off that. And he's like, can people fit through it? Or how many men can we get through there? He goes, men? None. And then they all look at Letty. Like, it's your time to shine, baby girl.
Yeah.
So they're ready to go. Samuel Jackson then walks by Captain Fuller and says, it's a shame you're not one of the terrorists.
I like that line.
Yeah.
It's one of the lines I like, David.
Yeah, it's a good line.
Yeah.
8-minute clock starts and they head in. They strap Mustache up and they fucking like get him up to the top of the plane.
Yeah.
Which is super high up there. Fucking,
Yeah. Thinking like, if you're the actor, it's probably sketchy.
Letty goes through the super secret bottom part of the plane that only Colin Farrell knows about because he's known a few stewardesses in his day.
Yeah.
Is what he says.
That's a high mile club.
I've known a few stewardesses in my day.
Did I just say that? Mile high. I said high.
It's a high mile.
Yeah.
But that mile is pretty high.
Yeah.
You know? It's not, no one's saying it's a low mile.
Thank you, David.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Which, like, I don't know if that, like, they take you to super secret parts of planes.
No.
Like there's the elevator shaft in here. You can get it from the bottom. It's pretty sick. Let me show you.
It's a tight fit.
Yeah, but they do.
Yeah.
So they're all like trying to get in.
What was the main point of that? Like, when I was watching it, like I felt like when I got done watching this scene, I was like, "What the fuck was the point of having her go through there?"
So
did she get the drop on someone first? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're like pushing up floor parts and seeing that they're rigged. There's explosive things rigged on them. So they reach under and cut them. A guy is watching LL Cool J do this the whole time.
Yeah.
Like a guy who's supposed to be a
Yeah.
terrorist. He's just standing over there watching them doing it, and he's like waiting for them to come up. He's like, I'm going to blast them when they get up here.
I saw that. I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
But why would he let them cut it?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
fucking shoot. The second you see that go up, she's like, blah, blah.
Then I was thinking, oh,
LL
maybe
Cool J's dead.
I was like, maybe for the sake of the movie, they're like, all right, we'll play it easy for them. This is just a test.
So they reach under, they cut them, and then they're doing the countdown from when they come up through the floor, and when they hit go, fucking Mustache repels to the front of the plane. LL Cool J's coming up in the cockpit, and before that guy shoots LL Cool J, he gets the drop on that guy and shoots him from the front of the plane.
So my thing is, because they were using it like you throw the fucking harness over the plane and 2 people like help you up from the opposite side but like how did he put something into the plane where like he was able how the fuck is he jump into the front of the plane?
So they didn't show it, but
okay, I was wondering if I missed something.
yeah, no, but I don't
But you get what I'm saying though.
Yeah, but I don't see why he couldn't do that.
Well, because if they're on the side of the plane, they're holding him up with
No,
their
but
weight.
I don't see why he couldn't have put something in the plane.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
done
that's what
that.
I'm
like
saying. Like,
that's-
he could have bolted something down
They didn't
really quick.
show that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay, I was.
I'm
wondering
sure
if I
they
missed
have the LAPD SWAT has the capability of doing that.
something. Yeah, I'm just a critic, David.
Yeah.
I'm just
No, I hear you. I hear you. So he kills that guy, and then LL Cool J they comes up through the floor, and they just start clearing the plane. And right here, guy's about to catch LL Cool J coming out of the cockpit, That's when Letty gets
She got
him
the
from
drop.
behind.
Yeah.
So it helped out having people coming from all those different angles.
Yeah.
They kill 5 of the terrorists, but they're missing 1. And there's one guy in his seat, and he gets up. And I don't know. Colin Farrell had already been on the plane and throughout the cabin. And this guy gets up like he's going to sneak up on someone, and Colin Farrell's just behind him and shoots him dead.
Yeah.
Plane is clear. Samuel L. Jackson says it's a course record. Four Brothers cop was shot, and no one noticed.
I didn't notice it at all.
Yeah, I didn't see him, but like at the end, like he looks and there's paint, and he just kind of covers it up with his hand.
That's what I kept thinking. I'm like, damn, bro, am I missing something in this fucking scene or something?
Yeah.
Like,
Covers it up with his hand, and like I don't think anyone noticed it. I thought like he was like, oh, let's hide that.
yeah, because then after
failed.
after they said they broke the record, they're like, yeah, but you got one dude down as well.
Oh, I didn't hear anyone say that.
They said like, yeah, they said in some way like, oh yeah, you got the 5 terrorists, but one dude is down, and they were like, oh yeah, well, usually everyone loses one person. Like they made like a comment about that. Like losing one person isn't that big of a deal. Like or it was right after when they were out to dinner. So they go out to dinner after
Yes,
this.
so that's when. I don't remember anyone on the plane acknowledging that he was shot.
Yeah, you're right.
Only
I
Samuel L. Jackson at dinner is what I remember.
And that's what fucking threw me for a loop because I don't remember seeing it. I don't remember anyone saying it. But yeah.
But Samuel L. Jackson says one death might be fine for LAPD standards.
Yeah.
But it's not okay with me, which makes sense.
Totally.
I don't want someone on my team dying.
Yeah, what the fuck? And the fact that you could break and win the record with someone dying, to me, was like, what the fuck? Surely there's got to be someone within the history of SWAT that hasn't lost someone while doing this.
I would have to imagine.
Right?
They're at LL Cool J's dad's restaurant, and they're looking at pictures where LL Cool J was a fat kid, and then he shows his body, and he's jacked, so big. That's a thing. Alex is in prison, and his lawyer's telling him that his prints don't match his ID, so they can't release him until they know who the fuck he is.
Makes sense.
And he says, who do we have to pay? And she says, you can't pay your way out of this one. And then he goes, who do we have to kill? His lawyer's like, oh, here we go.
And I'm like, I'm sure, you could, well, I'm not sure. But if you had, you've already said the number, $100 million. There's probably someone you could pay with
$100 million.
$100 million. I'm sure there's someone in the government you could probably pay off to get the fuck out of prison.
For sure.
Yeah.
I'm
sure the government itself would be like, yeah, $100 million?
There's always someone. Now, you can't go to the government itself and you can't offer that much money. Because then that arises suspicion.
Yeah, David knows.
It has to be like a guard that's going to help sneak you out, and it has to be like, hey, I'll give you $25,000.
It's probably what happened with Epstein.
It's got to be something like that. No, he killed himself. It has to be something like that where it's just like a smaller player in the whole prison system, and it's not an amount of money that's going to arise a ton of suspicion.
No,
it's
yeah,
enough
but
where this guy's like, I just want to leave.
But isn't it funny you say the guard, and then just for Epstein's the guard, like two
He killed
guards,
himself.
but 2 of the guards are like,
so
we don't know what happened.
Letty, she wants everyone to go out to drinks with her. She's like, I got a fucking babysitter, and no one but Colin Farrell. Colin Farrell's like, yeah, I'm in. Everyone else
Colin Farrell was already doing that shit.
Yeah, everyone else is like, I got shit to do. And Colin Farrell's like, let's do it.
Let's fucking go.
They get to the bar, and the bartender's like, hey, there he is, Colin Farrell. Did you guys pass the test today? And Letty's like, okay, it's your regular spot. And Letty orders anything but tequila, is what she tells the woman.
Oh.
It's a crazy way to order a drink.
Yeah.
Anything but... I wish she would have brought her a milk. I wish she would have said, here you go.
Yeah.
2% milk. Enjoy. And then leaves. Like that, I'd be like, yeah. Okay. Oh, anything but it. All right.
Anything.
There's a glass of milk. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Renner is shooting pool in this bar and keeps looking over at Colin Farrell and making sexual acts. Like he's sticking his tongue out and he's jacking off the pool stick. And he's staring him down. And you're like, all right, this is gonna get fun.
Oh yeah.
And then he walks over. Renner's on board with everyone else. He can't believe a lady is on the SWAT team.
Yeah.
He's like, what? It's like, what about her boobs? They gonna cover her boobs with a bulletproof vest?
You guys stooped to a new low.
Yeah. It's a new low for you guys.
Sexism in this is
desperate. You got this woman. And he asked Colin Farrell if that's his girlfriend. And Renner, he's there with his boy. His boy is the actor who plays U-Turn in the show Weeds.
Yeah.
And he's like, is this your boy? Or is this your boy? He says, is this your girlfriend? To U-Turn. And U-Turn's like, oh, I'm gonna make you my bitch. And he like gets up and he's like wants to fight him, and Renner stands in between them. And then Renner goes behind. He grabs his drink and says, put their drinks on my tab. And then gets behind him and says, glad to see all that butt kissing paid off. But you know what I find weird?
Huh.
It said butt kissing.
Yeah.
Not ass.
He's such a badass. But
Yeah. He said all that butt kissing paid. Like, it's not like Jeremy Renner was clean other than this scene.
Yeah.
Like, he's all that butt kissing paid off. And then he's leaving. U-Turn tells Renner, he's like, you should let me kick his ass. And Renner said, I just saved your ass. Which I liked. Renner's like, no, fucking Colin Farrell would have fucked you up, bro.
Yeah, they're almost like they're like almost the same, but they're like opposite at the same time. They both got like spiky hair, like the same type of look.
Renner's got his ears pierced, though.
Does he?
Which is an interesting look, yeah.
Huh. I missed that.
Yeah.
Were they like small earrings?
Yeah, I mean, not like big hoop earrings.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like the mom from
like Martin Lawrence and Big Mama's House?
No, the mom from Rugrats. You know, like big earrings like that the baby can grab onto and pull, and she's like, don't pull my fucking ear, and she hits Tommy and just drops him on the ground. She's like, you little fucking shit. Colin Farrell asked Letty how late she has a babysitter as they're walking out of the bar, and she said, just because I bought you a drink doesn't mean you're getting laid, and then invites him to her daughter's birthday party the next day. So I'm having a birthday party for my daughter tomorrow. You should come. Yeah. I went on this years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago. I did not plan on talking about this. It just came back up.
Nice.
Went on a Tinder date years ago, and the girl said, I don't know if you're busy Saturday, but I'm having a birthday party for my son if you want to come.
And then you said, is there going to be pizza and cake?
I said, no, I don't want to, like, give your son the impression that I'm the new male figure in his life. Like, this is our first date. Let's get a few dates under our belt before we start meeting kids. I had no issue. I have zero issue with her being a mother.
No, yeah.
Yeah. And like if we hit it off more and like we did a thing, I'd be a stepdad. I'd be a fucking killer stepdad. But like I'm like after day one, I'm not going to your son's birthday party, meeting your family. Is the kid's dad gonna be there? Because he wasn't dead. They just weren't together. May have to meet that guy. And he's like, what's your deal?
Kind, thorough answer. But then she just kept going on. She was like, no, but seriously, there's gonna be pizza and cake and soda.
Pizza and cake never got brought up.
Huh.
Never. Huh. She said it would really mean a lot to me. And I told him that you'd be there. No, none of that. I gave that answer, and she was like, okay.
Makes sense.
But we didn't go on a second date. And I remember thinking, like, come on. Date one, and you're like, come meet my son.
What if she's, like, very obsessive, and, like, now she just, like, she listens to all the episodes, and this just came up, and now
she's since killed herself.
Oh.
Yeah. So...
Jesus Christ.
The next day, Alex is he and a bunch of other inmates are being transferred to another facility. She didn't really kill herself.
I'm like looking back.
Braden's face was like, oh man, this is crazy.
This is dark.
Alex,
this tension, I love it.
Alex is being transferred to another. I mean, she might have. We haven't talked. Who knows? But
she's on the fence right now.
Yeah. Who knows what she's up to? Alex is being transferred to another prison with a bunch of other inmates, and we're at the birthday party. Colin Farrell's having a water gun fight with a bunch of kids. LL Cool J is at the grocery store getting groceries, and he's telling his kids, "Yeah, get whatever you want. I'm a motherfucking SWAT man now.
I'm the SWAT man."
We got
I don't know why I did that. Yeah,
the voice. I like the voice. Yeah,
dude.
I'm the SWAT man.
I got them all, David.
Samuel Jackson is playing golf with cool black SWAT boss. Four Brothers cop is fucking balling. He's buying champagne. He's with some chick. And Mustache is... His is the most depressing. He's sitting in a recliner, drinking Dr. Pepper, watching, like... It's old, like, FBI, like the show FBI from the 70s. Like, he's watching that. And which has to be, like... It's probably on TV somewhere. But... And his wife's like, "Weren't you going to fix the sink?" And he's just sitting there drinking his Dr. Pepper, watching FBI. And they all get, everyone that they just showed on the SWAT team, they get, like, beeps, they have pagers, and it's, we got to go in. And
I wish I had a pager.
They go, "Do you?"
No, I wish.
That's what I meant. Do you wish?
Oh, yeah.
Like legitimate. What would you do with a pager?
No, like, I would want the pager for like, something that's important that I gotta, like, call to, you know, like, it's calling me to, you know, like, David, like, you page me, like, "Gotta do a new episode now." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, we gotta do it now."
I mean, the page, you would just get a beep, and to my knowledge, pagers didn't have words on it.
No, they did. They had, like...
Pagers, did they?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, they had, like, a brief message.
So it might not have been pagers they had then.
Well,
So I was thinking like a beeper.
Yeah, like a beeper, and then it just has like a little small thing that like says a message, I thought.
Could have been like the thing in Grand Theft Auto 3.
Could have been.
Where it's like he got it all the time. It was like a text message thing, and it just said, "Hey, Don fucking Italian face needs you to go to this place."
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "I'm in. I'm on it."
Yeah.
Could have been like that. Might not have been. I might be wrong calling it a pager.
Maybe.
Might have been like a T-Mobile sidekick.
But it'd make me feel important. I don't know if Apple texts do that for me.
I mean, it should. I could text you and just be like, "I need to do a podcast now," and you'd be like, "Bro, like I'm."
Maybe if you send it
like
with the
Fenor,
emphasis.
Fenor and I are at Berry Fresh Cafe, and bro, like it's crazy. Like they just keep fucking this up.
They undercook the bacon.
So like I'm just sitting here like waiting for my bacon to be cooked.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, don't go to Clary's Corner Cafe, Braden.
Don't?
You'll have an issue with it, and it will infuriate me.
David, I don't have issues unless there's an issue to be had.
You'll be like, bro, like they just didn't like. They wouldn't make me a Shirley Temple, and they said it's a gay drink, and like I just like no, like they work for me. Like if I want a Shirley Temple, they're gonna make me a Shirley Temple.
David, I'm tipping them, I'm paying them. They're gonna make me a Shirley Temple.
Yeah, like that's gonna be your takeaway from that place, and I don't want to subject those people to Braden Bullard.
No, it's okay because I'm gonna find out who fuck Clary is. So I'm gonna be like, who's Clary, and why does my Shirley Temple not taste like a Shirley Temple?
Yeah, so like that's I don't want to subject these nice people to Braden Bullard. Don't go there.
I'll make a fucking complaint.
You would.
I would stay on the phone for hours.
You absolutely would.
Wouldn't matter.
You would.
Yeah.
So they all got to go into this house where this guy's shooting. The guy's like, we gassed the house, but he's still smoking. and
Corbin died
and
laughing.
Firing off shotguns.
He's like they're fucking Polish.
It's a Polish. I forgot the whole Polish thing. If you remember what it was.
Well, yeah.
There was a reason.
Yeah, but they're trying to say like fucking Polish people are incredible smokers. So the joke was like, oh, he's Polish. Like, we threw a gas grenade in there, and he's still chiefing on cigarettes. Like, the gas grenade didn't do anything to the point where he's still chiefing cigarettes. This guy's Polish.
So he's shooting shotgun shells at the door, and he yells, "I want a limo, a six-pack, and clove cigarettes." Colin Farrell then uses the thing that he invented and a tow truck, and when it goes in through the wall and hooks on, this guy says, "Oh, man, it's the damn robot aliens." And then they rip the wall off and they go in and arrest him. And he's an old guy and just tighty whities.
Like, what if, though, he would have just, like, opened the door and let them in and arrest him if they would have just gave him some clove cigarettes?
I mean, that's crazy. It wasn't just clove cigarettes.
This is phone booth
He
all over
wanted
again.
he wanted a limo and a 6-pack and clove cigarettes.
That's not that much to ask for.
I mean, he wasn't gonna let them arrest him if he didn't just want those things at his house.
David, he's worried about the
He was
aliens.
leaving in the limo.
Because of the aliens.
How long has this podcast been?
It's only 2 hours.
And we're halfway through this movie.
Nah, yeah, we are. All right,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Some fucking tryhard at the sheriff office figures out who Alex is. Employee of the month, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson and crew, they get told to go pick Alex up. He's on a transport. Their transport is then getting pulled over by an LAPD black and white. They're calling it in, like, black and white's pulling us over. And they're like, yeah, we see that they're supposed to be coming. One of your prisoners needs to go with them. But these guys, Dom and another dude in the LAPD black and white. And the driver opens the door. Dom kills the driver and the other guard. And they let Alex out. As they're doing that, Samuel L. Jackson and crew, they pull up.
Well, they're walking the people that they just killed, and they're not answering. So they're like,
Yeah, he's
fishy.
calling them in.
Yeah.
Something's going on. And they see no, they don't even see him yet. As he's getting off the thing, the spotter, the guy at the back of the bus, realizes what's going on. He just starts shooting.
oh, yeah.
He starts shooting with a fucking automatic rifle, and they're like, oh, shit, this isn't good. Samuel L. Jackson and the crew, it's a gunfight. They kill the other dude. They kill Dom. Alex tries to get away in the cop car, but the crooked Four Brothers cop crashes into him and stops him. They get him. He goes down. He's getting arrested. He then picks up a piece of glass and cuts Colin Farrell in the ear.
Like, tries to turn around from laying on his belly to, like, he thinks he's going to slice his throat, but instead just kind of, like, gets him under the ear.
And here's the thing. They don't react that crazy to that.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson just puts
He's
a gun
like,
to his head.
Put a gun like, hey, stop it. Yeah, stop it. You're under arrest.
Try to move now, motherfucker.
He just tried to murder him, and like they're just like, hey, come on. Like, we get it, but knock it off.
But it's like, dude, if you're that guy as well, like, how big of a fucking idiot are you? You understand the only way you're getting out of this scenario is by paying a shit ton of money to, like, other bad people to get you out of that situation? What good is it to cut this dude's throat where there's all these other cops?
He knows at this point he's not getting out of it.
So he's just trying to kill this guy for the fun of it.
At this point,
is what you're getting.
they know who he is. And like he know like this.
So
the SWAT didn't just show up to this prisoner transport for no reason.
Yeah.
Like he's like, all right, I'm fucked.
And regardless, I'm going to be in this situation even if I did kill this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
The news is talking about Alex getting arrested. They call him the Catch.
The Catch.
And as they're bringing him into like the fucking where they're gonna hold him, there's news there, and he looks at the news camera and yells, I will give $100 million to whoever gets me out of here. $100 million. And what's infuriating about that is, like, as the news is talking about, we hear him, and the news is like, now is he saying 100 million or billion? As if at that point no one in the world had $100 billion.
Yeah.
But also he clearly says million.
Yeah. Well, and another thing that pisses me off
Hold on. It is just typical news propaganda.
Bullshit.
Trying to build the story.
Yeah.
Fucking AOL Blast. Typical bullshit. That's why nobody watches AOL Blast.
Yeah. But what pissed me off
If
about
Leonardo
this scene...
DiCaprio was here, would you ask him about Christmases around the corner?
Nope.
Yeah.
Why would I? You know? It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, what pissed me off about this situation is, in real life, someone who has $100 million, who's smart enough to realize they have $100 million can pay off someone to get out of the situation, isn't going to declare it to a bunch of nobodies across the fucking world. They're going to tell someone that's in the government, someone that's a judge, someone in the Supreme Court, someone somewhere that's going to be able to get them out of that situation.
Nah, I disagree.
You think that someone with $100 million would rather try and trust random mercenaries than, like, the judge that they could just pay off?
Yes.
You're crazy. Are you serious?
Judges are honorable. Call me Your Honor.
Damn it.
They would not accept money.
What about the Epstein?
He killed himself.
Yes, I knew you were going to say.
Black gangsters, Spanish gangsters, convicts, people in like business suits. Everyone's watching this and like, whoa, $100 million.
Yeah.
They're going to transfer him to a supermax. LL Cool J is joking about taking the money, and they're taking him up to the roof so he can take an elevator. Heli. Take a heli to the supermax.
There you go.
And Renner is like buildings away, and he shoots down the heli.
Yeah.
So they're like, oh, shit, everyone get him back in there. They run inside. Samuel Jackson is talking to Fuller, and he's like, we got to keep him in the building for now. And Fuller's freaking out. He's like, you need to figure this out. You figure out how to get him out of here. And the chief wants to talk to him. He's like, so now it's my ass. I got to talk to the chief of police. Like, wow. I got the mayor up my ass. And blah, 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 blah. Samuel Jackson is rounding up the team. And the crooked Four Brothers cop is, like, clearly the last one there. They're like, where is he? And then he shows up. He's like,
I just had a stomach fucking bug.
He said, sorry, I ate some bad Thai food that's not agreeing with me. But I'll
Immediately
be good to go.
You're going to be like,
but, says it well. Obviously, he's going to turn on everyone.
Yeah.
And he does. But, like, I only say that now because it's so fucking obvious.
Yeah.
That he's going to turn on everybody.
Yeah. You're part of SWAT, but you didn't see that coming.
Alex Scott's fans. He's got like chicks are flashing their tits and wearing signs, and one of the dudes in the crowd looks like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of people on the side of the road. They're like, Alex, we love you. There's a police escort that's bringing the SUVs that have Alex in it. And we see a homeless guy who's like going across the street, and then he's like, oh, fake out, and he starts shooting with a rifle. A Peterbilt 359 comes and just crashes through the convoy. People are throwing grenades. Everyone has an automatic rifle. Two guys have fucking bazookas. They're blasting shit.
Yeah, there's like 20 people that jump out of this Peterbilt 259.
And then they open the 359.
359.
They open the door to the car that Alex is in, and it's a decoy! Ah! People were killed. Why do the decoy? Why let those people go die? That's crazy.
Like as if that was like a diversion and they weren't ever going to be able to find out.
Yeah. Turns out the Samuel Jackson and his team, they're bringing Alex through the sewers.
Yeah. Underground.
We then see an old couple. They're going and getting on their private jet, and they look at the pilot, and the guy goes, where's Mike? And the pilot says, he had a family emergency. Just let me know if you guys need anything. The wife, in kind of a cunty tone, said, well, just get us there safely for starters.
Yeah, because like...
and like they get whatever comes to them.
Yeah.
Mustache tells Colin Farrell that his sister has a new boyfriend, and he's kind of a knucklehead. And, like, Colin Farrell, you should call her, if you want. So, like, again, obviously something's about to happen to Mustache.
Yeah.
They have him like, oh, you're a good guy, Colin. Like, now we're like, oh, we like Mustache.
Oh, now
we
Mustache,
like Mustache
dude
now.
has some type of...
Yeah, Mustache and Colin, they're good. He realized what a good guy Colin Farrell, like they're just really, like, there's no mystery to this.
Well, he's just always wanted a brother and hates his fucking sister.
Always. Like, she got cool black SWAT boss radios in. Oh, my God. He radios in, and he goes, so the decoy got hit. Terry Vargas is dead, and 2 other patrol officers are on county tables, too. So 3 people died. I assume county tables means they're at the morgue.
Yeah.
So 3 police officers died. And then he's like, they're like, oh, where are you now? He's like, oh, I get to fly in the helicopter. He's like, I'm right up, look up. Hey guys, I'm up here in a helicopter. Isn't that cool? Like, I don't get why he phoned in to be like, hey, the decoy, 3 people died.
Yeah.
What do you guys got to say about that? Like, that did not need to be said.
Yeah. Maybe they were trying to clarify it for...
So
we missed it.
Alex then replied, he's in the bag, is like, typical American greed. And Colin Farrell tells him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And that a cop is dead because of him. And Alex says, that's how I like my cops. Dead.
Dead.
He knew the dangers. That's why he took this job. Everyone who takes this job just wants to do it because it's dangerous. Killing him probably just got you 20 new recruits. You should thank me. I like this guy.
Yeah, me too.
And Colin Farrell goes, you're right, I should thank you. And then he goes, Mustache, thank him for me. And he punches him in the stomach.
He elbows him.
Whatever.
Gives him a nice elbow to the... But my thing is, he gives him an elbow to the gut, but the dude's wearing a bulletproof fucking vest.
He knows where to hit. Alex then offers them each in the car. So in this car, it is Crooked, Four Brothers Cop, Colin Farrell, and Mustache. The other car is Samuel L. Jackson, LL Cool J. It's all the white guys in this car.
And the bad guy.
Yeah. But it's all the white SWAT team members in this car, and all the minorities are in the other car. They got a Spanish woman and 2 black guys.
Yeah, there you go.
He offers each of them $66 million, so he's doubling it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll give you each $66 million. If all you have to do is just pull over right now and let me out. I'll find my way home.
Well, I know you're going to get to it.
Yeah.
You got it.
And Colin Farrell's like, no, we're not doing that. And he goes, what do you make a year? $66,000? And Colin Farrell says, not even with overtime. And he's like, you fucking loser. That's pathetic.
Yeah,
You don't even make $66,000 with overtime. I'm offering $100 million. I'm offering $200 million right now if you guys just let me out.
Yeah.
You're a fucking loser. And Colin Farrell's like, Jesus, man.
Now, I can't remember if it was someone in the car, if it was Corbin, which is, I think it was actually Corbin, which I think is funny. But he goes, he's like, yeah, but you're the one in prison. like as if he can't spend the money. And I'm like,
I hope it was Corbin.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I hope it was Corbin. You're the one in prison.
Stupid. You're just a bad guy.
Samuel L. Jackson's like, I don't see car 2 behind us. And he radios them, and Four Brothers Cop goes, there's a pedestrian at the crosswalk. I'm like 10 seconds behind you. And he's like, all right, we'll keep driving. And then obviously he pulls out his gun and points it at them. And he's like, I'm capitalizing. I'm taking this money, man. And Colin Farrell's like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Renner comes out of nowhere and just kills Mustache.
Just fucking
shoots him. And Four Brothers Cop's like, fuck you doing? That's Mustache. You don't shoot Mustache. Come on. Samuel L. Jackson is radioing again. And he's like, where the fuck are you guys? And Crooked Four Brothers Cop goes, he's like, I'll defuse. He's like, we're fine. We're just waiting to get through. And then Colin Farrell starts screaming, officer down! Officer down! And Renner hits him in the back of the head with a gun. That would fuck him up.
It's just like Joe Rogan has said on his podcast before. He's like, whenever in movies, whenever someone gets pistol whipped or hit with the gun, they just act like they just knocked someone out for like a couple hours, as if this isn't gonna like fuck them up, like really damage them. Like, no, you're gonna give someone brain damage.
Guns are heavy.
Yeah, you can't
metal.
Yeah, you can't just whack someone's temple with it, like, knock him out,
and like dents.
Yeah,
like it would destroy him.
Colin Farrell's not getting up for like 2 weeks,
but he was fine. He was just like a little dazed, and he gets handcuffed to the steering wheel.
He's all good. And
Renner, they peace out. Renner says, "Tell Fuller it was me," and they leave. Samuel Jackson and the crew pull up,
and it's always the guy that dies. It's like this typical character where it's like when he dies, you don't really give a shit, but they kind of wanted you to give a shit, but they couldn't allow you to give a shit enough because he's not a main character. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, everyone really liked that guy,
so he had to make good with Colin Farrell before.
Exactly.
Like, you should call my sister.
Yeah, exactly.
I really like having you around, man. You're a good guy. Yeah. Samuel Jackson and the crew pull up. They unhook Colin Farrell.
They can't believe Mustache Dude is dead.
He and Samuel Jackson run after Renner. Letty and LL Cool J stay with Mustache.
But he's fucking dead.
Yeah, U-Turn is holding the subway driver. Which, is there a subway in L.A.?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if there was. He's holding the subway driver at gunpoint.
Yeah, he is.
And when Renner gets on, he's like, all right, drive this bitch. Let's go. And Renner gets on. They close the doors. Colin Farrell and Samuel Jackson run up just too late. Renner's like hiding behind a civilian because Colin Farrell's pointing the gun at him. He's flicking him off and then hiding behind him. It was great. I was like, this guy's fun.
He's like, if I'm fucking doing this, I'm doing it to the limit.
Four Brothers is upset. And he tells Alex that he better be fucking good for it. Alex is like, if anyone's good for that money, I am. And Alex can tell, like, Four Brothers Cop, like, he's doing, like, weird shit with his hands. Like, he can tell, like, oh, he's real conflicted about this.
So I actually questioned this when I was watching the movie. When did he prove to anyone besides, like, his family or whatever that he was, like, who he is, who he says he is? Because, like, I guess because of the way that SWAT was bringing him into the prison. But, like, other than that.
So the police found out who he was.
But even,
and
like,
what a big deal he was.
But even, like, bad people. Like, couldn't any bad person scream out to the fucking... I'll give you $100 million.
So the news was talking, like, they were talking about his arrest, and they were talking about how much money. They're like, that his family's net worth is estimated in the billions.
Okay.
Yeah, they talked up how rich the family is and all that. Yeah.
All right.
They have legitimate businesses,
Yeah.
but they were always tied with organized crime.
Because I was like, if they didn't have that,
yeah,
then anyone could just propose that they're going to pay $100 million.
I can be getting arrested. I can start screaming, "I'll give $100 million to anyone who gets me out of here."
Yeah.
They'll be like,
can you imagine? He gets he gets saved, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I don't have any money."
All right.
Okay.
I'll write a check and then I just gotta roll real quick. But I'm good. It'll be there. It'll be there. Yeah. But like, I just gotta go.
Be back.
Yeah. I'll be back. I gotta run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
Letty and LL Cool J drive to. They're driving to the station to cut them off, as if they're gonna beat the train that has already left and doesn't have to deal with traffic. But they do beat the train.
Yeah.
And Ben Stiller's fitness consigliere, Michelle, is there. And he's like, train should have been here by now. It hasn't come through. And they call it into Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell, like, train hasn't come to the station yet. And without saying a word, Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell both just hop down on the tracks and go after the train. They're like, all right, it stops somewhere. Let's go. They don't say a word. They just both know. And they're like, it's go time, baby.
Yeah.
They go, and then Letty and LL Cool J do the same thing on the other side.
And like, if you're wrong, are you now just, like, I'm not familiar with...
But what are the... I mean, there's only one way it can go between that station and that station. Michelle would have to be an incompetent pile of shit to not be right about a train not coming through.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like, oh, it came... I didn't see it. It's a fucking train.
Yeah. I'm sure there's, like, a spot where you could, like, probably get off or some shit. Or, like, not get off, but, like, if you're on the tracks.
Like, get off.
Yeah, like, get off.
Like, cum shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if not, then you're just fucking dead if that train's coming down.
There's
probably, like, somewhere.
The train stopped halfway. Samuel L. Jackson and Colin Farrell hopped on, and they go through. The driver points at the shaft right ahead that they went through. And they're like, they went down to the sewers. They call it in, and then they go after them down in the sewers. Samuel L. Jackson realized that they lose reception, like, right away. Mm. And Fuller is talking to Cool Black SWAT boss, and he says that it's Jeremy Renner and Crooked Cop from Four Brothers. And then Fuller goes... Renner, like, Colin Farrell's old partner, Renner? And he's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right. Fuller then asks Cool Black SWAT boss how he knows the rest of the team isn't in on it. And he says, because I can vouch for Samuel L. Jackson. And he says, you willing to bet $100 million on that? And he's like, I don't know about all that. Fuck.
Samuel L. Jackson's just, like, really cool, though.
When you put it that way, I don't know.
Can't risk the reputation.
Jeremy Renner then finds a Claymore mine. And, like, I swear to God, it seems like he found it. Like, he, like, dusts shit off.
Way. Yeah.
Like, dust off. He's like,
I know,
this
that's
will
how
come
it
in handy.
seemed to me. I'm like,
but, like, that's not a thing.
Yeah, there's no...
He planned it and, like, had it down there. He's
yeah,
like,
that's got to be what it was.
I can use this bad boy. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
He then, he's, like, planting it. He's prepping it, like, getting it ready, and he's throwing smoke grenades so people can't see. Alex is telling the Four Brothers cop not to worry about Mustache dying and that he can buy new friends with the money he gives him. And Four Brothers Cop's not like that. He puts the gun up in his face and he's like, "Quit, give me don't you dare give me another reason to fucking kill you." And he's like, "I'm the money. Don't forget it." Which is just true.
Yeah, it is true. And it's like you're already risking everything.
Yeah, you're not going to kill him at this point.
Well, my thing is like
you
that,
kill him now and then for what?
No, but you should have the mentality too. Like, man, if I'm really gonna go along with this, people might die that I don't want to die.
Absolutely. Fuller still can't get a hold of Samuel L. Jackson because there's no reception and he's just freaking out. LL Cool J, so they're all the team's following them down in the sewers, and there's the smoke grenades they can't see. LL Cool J's about to walk through a tripwire that would set off the Claymore. Who saves the day?
Colin Farrell.
The luck of the Irish.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell stops him
Because he's a ex-Navy SEAL.
And then I don't get what the fuck happened here. He stops him, and Samuel L. Jackson says, "Oh, man. You know, there's an old Indian saying where there's one white man," and then LL Cool J steps in and says, "There's more white men." What does that mean in the context of what happened there?
I think they're trying to... Honestly, the way I took it was white men do fucked up shit. There's going to be more fucked up shit as we go through with this process that your white guy Renner set up. Like, he's going to keep doing white guy shit.
Yeah, but like, fuck them.
Yeah, no, for
fuck
sure.
Them.
But like,
Colin Farrell just saved all of their lives.
But did you?
Yeah, LL Cool J's dumbass just stumbling around in the sewer.
Yeah,
he hits that. All four of them are dead.
Yeah,
100%. They're dead, and like they blow up, and the fucking everything falls on them.
But if you think about it, it's like they're trying to say it's some psychopathic shit that Renner's doing by saying it's like some white person shit. I'm like, that's in the scheme of all this. Smart as fuck. Yeah.
Trying to get $100 million.
Yeah.
Renner then stops walking and looks back, and Alex says, "What's wrong? Did you hear something?" And he says, "No."
That's the problem.
That's the problem. He's like, there should have been a big boom.
Yeah.
We should have heard boom. That would have been golden.
Which, honestly, that's a tactic. You know, I play Warzone. I'm a big gamer, you know, and that's the thing. We plant claymores, all different types of bombs.
Just to hear the boom?
No, but not just to hear the boom, but
we like the cars that go vroom.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason. Yeah. But it's just to know if, like, someone went through that area, you know? Like, you plant it somewhere. You could be upstairs, something like that, and if it goes off, it's not really as much about just like hearing it. It's just knowing that someone was there. It's not as much about even getting the kill. So yeah, that was the tactic. Renner didn't want them to die, all to die. He was like, I'm gonna hear it. I'm gonna know I'm on the right path, on the right course. But something's wrong now.
There we go. They're coming.
I thought they were on the path behind us, but maybe something's different now. But now they're at the gate. They're at the end of like the tunnel of the sewer.
Say who they are.
So that's Renner. It's
just Renner and that group of people.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about they being Samuel L. Jackson.
No, you're right. You're right. And then he locked the gate, right?
Yeah.
There was like a gate at the end of it, and he locked it shut.
Then Renner radios the private plane that we saw earlier, and the captain says we're beginning our descent. We should land in 6 minutes. And Renner's like, all right, fuck yeah.
Yeah, everything's going to plan now.
Homie gonna land in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
They get to the gate just as Renner and the team are driving away. And the lock that they put on the gate is so thick that Letty is shooting it with a fucking automatic rifle and just nothing.
Nothing.
3-inch
bullets aren't doing nothing to this thing.
So what's Samuel L. Jackson say?
Oh, man, I fucked it.
Grab the claymore.
Yeah. Overthought it.
Yeah. At the same time, police are surrounding Hawthorne Airport because they heard that the runway lights were turned on when the airport had shut down for the night. And now they have the runway lights on. They're like, well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why are those on now? And Fuller's still freaking out because they haven't heard from Samuel L. Jackson and co. Colin Farrell's wrapping the claymore like around the gate, and Samuel L. Jackson's like, "You sure you know what you're doing?" And Colin Farrell's like, "Remember when I wouldn't tell you what I did in the SEALs?"
And then boom, exploded, fucked up the C4,
and they all die.
Yeah,
It's
sad.
Yeah. The end.
Yeah, he gets away. $100 million.
$100 million. And in the sequel, it's just Renner doing Renner stuff.
Yeah, dude. Fucking, it's like the new Hawkeye.
Yeah. No, he backs away and he shoots the C4 with his gun and it blows the gate off.
Look at that.
They run out. Samuel L. Jackson radios in, and Fuller says all
Because
unit.
the moment they get out of the sewer, they
it
have
started working. Yeah. Like the one step out and it was working. Fuller says all units are at Hawthorne Airport, and Samuel L. Jackson says, "That's the other side of town. Send a unit to pick us up." And Fuller goes, "No. How do I know you guys aren't in on this? You've been radio silent for a while. I might come pick you up and bring you in." And Samuel L. Jackson's like, "Fuck that." So they go and they stop a limo and make everyone get out. It's the kids going to prom.
That's what it is.
Kids going to fucking prom. And they kick them all out and they take the limo. And Samuel L. Jackson's driving. I didn't take a limo to prom, did you?
No.
Yeah. We did a bus.
Yeah, bus too, yeah.
Yeah, like cool
It's
party
dope,
bus. Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah. Makes more sense, too. It's more affordable between, like, 40 people rather than, like, a limo for, like, 2. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, fucking balling out.
Balling
Out with my crawling out.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's cool black boss, right? And he's like walking in, trying to tell him something that happened at Hawthorne Airport. No?
I don't think so.
I could be wrong.
I don't think so. Samuel L. Jackson tells Colin Farrell that sometimes doing the right thing ain't doing the right thing when they kick all those kids out of the limo.
What the fuck does that mean?
As they're driving, Colin Farrell's like, Hawthorne, like, why? He wouldn't turn the runway lights on. He wouldn't tip everyone off that he was going there. And then he goes, "It's a full moon. Even a rookie pilot could land right now without lights." Which just because he's on SWAT doesn't mean he knows rookie pilots. Like fuck him.
Yeah.
Even a rookie could land with a full moon. I don't know. Maybe. Letty notices a jet flying real low, and she's like, "Did they build a new airport over there? Because that jet's real low." And they're like, "Well, let's follow that jet."
Yeah.
Renner and the boys shut down the 6th Street Bridge so the plane can land there. Samuel L. Jackson calls for backup, and the captain's like, "No, you're not getting backup. We're at Hawthorne Airport. Why do you think there's a plane landing?" He's like, "Because I see a Lear jet about to land." He's like, "I told you to stand down." He's like, "Yeah, and I was going to do that. But now I see a Lear jet that's about to fucking land on the bridge, so I figured I might go after that." He's like, "Everyone's at Hawthorne. The closest backup is over 6 minutes away." He goes, "I don't think you're feeling me, Tom."
Yeah, that's full circle now.
The plane lands on the bridge and then, like, is stopping. And, like, it's going fast, looking like it might not stop. And Renner seemingly just wills the plane to a stop with his eyes.
Dude, it's
he
Jeremy Renner.
Stares it down just, like, intensely, and the plane stops right before it hits him. And he's like, "All right, let's do this." The old couple is freaking out. Renner grabs the husband and throws him off the plane. And he's like, we only have room to take one of you, and throws the husband
It'd
off.
be great if that dude was more rich. It's like, I'll offer you $120 million.
That'd be great.
To stop this
He's
right
like,
now.
$100 million is fucking nothing.
Nothing.
Child's play.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Kill him. Let's take this plane back up.
That
Let's
guy's
roll.
even crazier.
He's
Guys
like,
want to rape my wife?
No, I want to kill him. I want to kill him myself.
Yeah.
Give me a knife. The old couple, the wife's freaking out now. She's screaming, and Alex says, "Richard is gone. Now sit down and shut up." Samuel L. Jackson is driving the limo, and he goes, "Oh, look, they got their own airport security," and then just crashes through him.
That's cool.
And he's driving up the bridge. And Renner, like, there's a car bomb, like a cell phone thing, and he blows up the 2 SUVs, but does it too soon. Like a fucking rookie. He blows them up, and then Samuel L. Jackson just drives right through. And it's those 2 cars are on fire next to me. I'm just going to drive past them.
It makes no sense.
Renner hands Alex a cell phone and a piece of paper, and he goes, "What's this?" He goes, "That's a cell phone." On that piece of paper is an account number where the money needs to be wired. You wire the money there. The bank calls me and confirms the transfer. And God damn it if you ain't a free man.
Damn it! I loved it when he said that.
God damn it if you ain't a free man. The plane's trying to take off, and Samuel L. Jackson's getting real close with the limo. And Renner's like, I'm opening the back hatch and shooting at them.
Oh, and
there's a gunfight. They're fucking going back and forth.
There's a scene, there's a part of this where they all get, they get on the sunroof, the other side fucking windows, and they're all shooting.
Everyone, it's fucking
It
wild.
looks like a Jesus Christ limo shootout thing. I don't even know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, exactly.
That's nonsense.
That's
What
like
you
a
just
cross,
said. It looks like a Jesus Christ limo shootout.
Yeah, there we go. Because you got dudes hanging out both
Description
sides.
of this episode. This week, the Kings watch the Jesus Christ limo shootout.
Dude.
Boom.
Boom.
There's badass motherfucking shit going on.
Oh, yeah.
And then Samuel L. Jackson just takes out one of the wheels of the plane, and the plane crashes. Takes it out with the limo.
Yeah.
Plane crashes. A gunfight. The bad guys get off the plane, and they're shooting at Samuel L. Jackson and the boys. Renner grabs the lady, and he's holding a gun to her head, takes her as a hostage, and he's just yelling at Colin Farrell. He's like, take a shot, boy. He says, what's his name? What's his fucking real name? Take a shot, Colin boy.
Yeah.
He says whatever his name is, like Tommy boy.
Yeah.
Take a shot, Tommy boy. And he doesn't shoot him, and then Renner rappels down the side of the bridge. U-turn, because U-turn's still a part of this.
Yeah, yeah.
He shoots Letty. Samuel L. Jackson shoots and kills U-turn. LL Cool J gets his big character arc here.
Yeah.
He chases Alex down, tackles him, and says...
I think I might mess it up. But he says, tell me how daddy likes it.
No!
God damn it.
Tell me how daddy likes it?
Something fucking weird like that.
Yeah, but that's him saying Alex is daddy.
I know. I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, that's not right.
Yeah. He says, tell daddy how you want it.
Yeah,
LL Cool J's daddy. You can't call him daddy.
I know in my head.
Tell me how daddy like it.
I know in my head. I was like,
What do you want me to do for you, daddy? Colin Farrell chases after Renner, and like there's trains like going slow. It's at like a port.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell is like climbing up on a train, and Jeremy Renner drives a railroad spike through Colin Farrell's fucking hand.
But that's nothing to Colin Farrell.
And like nails him to the thing. And then he could kill him, but he doesn't. He just hops down and says he says some cool ass shit that I don't have written down here. He's like rest up, buddy boy, or something like that. I forget what he says. He drives the spike through his hand and says some bullshit like
can't keep up with the big dogs.
Yeah,
it's not that, but
yeah. I think he says like take a rest or something.
Yeah,
something like that. The Four Brothers cop, we're back on the bridge. Four Brothers cop asks Samuel L. Jackson how Mustache is. And Samuel L. Jackson says he's going to be fine.
Oh, wow, look at that.
And then Four Brothers cop goes...
Because everyone really liked that guy.
Samuel L. Jackson says, how do we want to do this? And Four Brothers cop shoots himself in the head.
What did he say, though, right before he did it? I thought he said something like...
He said, fuck... He said, God damn it, Sarge.
Yeah.
And he shoots himself in the head.
God damn it, Sarge.
Colin Farrell catches up to Renner. They fight it out. They each hit each other in the head with some kind of like metal pipe looking object, and neither are too affected by it.
Yeah,
like fucking hard blows to the head, and it's just like oof, and then going back. Like it's ridiculous that they absorb those blows.
This is now the second huge blown that's fucking Colin
Farrell should
taken.
be dead.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell draws his gun, and then Jeremy Renner shows that he's holding the clip. And Colin Farrell says,
one stay in the head.
I'm so glad that's the route, because it's not at all what he says, but I was going to be so upset if he didn't say one. He said, one stay in the head. We don't even play.
We don't even
God
play.
Damn it.
God damn it.
For all you bitch-ass M-words, we don't even play. No, he says there's one in the chamber.
Yeah,
and
which
then,
is totally not as cool.
Yeah, and then he like does the pulls it back to show that there was one in the chamber.
Yeah.
And he could have just shot and killed Renner, but he's like does that to show, and he's like, let's fucking go.
And Renner's like, oh, this is the ego bullshit I live for.
And then they keep fighting, and a train's driving by slowly, and then Colin Farrell kicks Renner in the face, and he falls under the train and dies. And I swear, it was just like boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, Renner's dead.
Oh, he's dead.
Like, that's when we were talking earlier, like, it just abruptly ends. Like, that, we're like, oh, there's not, like, a suspenseful, like, oh, shit, is it going to happen? It's just boom, boom.
Boom.
Squish.
Might as well just shot him.
Yeah, like, that should have been, he should have not fought.
Should just say.
He should have been like, one stay in the head,
boom.
boom. That should have been the end.
Dumb motherfucker.
Yeah. It's fucking nuts.
Well, yeah, or a cool motherfucker Samuel L. Jackson moment. Maybe Samuel L. Jackson comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Fucking,
he says one stay in the head.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Colin Farrell's back on the bridge. Samuel L. Jackson says he looks like he needs a Band-Aid. And he says, yeah, well, Renner's little bitch ass needs a body bag. He's dead.
He's fucking dead.
I just left him there. Didn't radio anyone in and say, need an ambulance over here. Nothing. He's just fucking dead over there.
Body's still in the fucking tracks.
Go scrape him off the tracks. Fuller then points out that they still need to get Alex out of there, which I enjoyed because, like, that's not over.
Yeah.
Fuller's like, well, I mean, people still might be trying to get the $100 million. Like, let's get that fucking guy out of here.
Yeah.
And then everyone on the team just goes road trip, and then they just drive him there without an issue.
As if there was like
Just,
a cap.
like
There's a cap, a number of people that
There's
could be
no
trying this shit.
we don't see like extra security or anything. They just drive them there.
Apparently, this was 20 years before John Wick 3 was made. Which, if anyone has seen John Wick 3, it's a never-ending process. You got a $100 million contract down on your head. It's a never-ending job.
There we go.
You got literally. And this is in New York.
Or it's just a road trip with Samuel L. Jackson, Colin Farrell, Letty, and LL Cool J.
Yeah, or it's that. Yeah.
When they drop him off at the prison, Samuel L. Jackson tells him that $100 million ought to buy a nice husband.
Yeah.
$100 million ought to buy you a nice husband in there.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
LL Cool J's on the phone with some chick, like, talking sexy. And they show Letty, like, looks jealous about it. They show her, and
totally
she's like,
makes sense.
But, like, I don't get, like, why that's part of the movie.
Well, it would have made it better if they were just fucking and he was cheating on his wife and they had a little backstory.
Or if there was just any backstory with it. But Letty's like, oh, man. LL Cool J's talking to his wife. Oh, yeah, I said some chick. It's his wife. We saw them at the supermarket.
Yeah.
It's absolutely his wife. There's then a call on the radio for shots fired, and they fucking answer it and go in. And that's the end of the movie. Fuck that.
Well, and they're like, they try to make it where it was like cool, like, I don't know, should we? And Colin Farrell said something cool, like, yeah.
No, so Samuel L. Jackson says, technically you've been off duty for 12 hours. And Colin Farrell says, so? And he's like, damn right.
Damn right.
Let's do it. That was SWAT, guys.
That was SWAT.
Yeah, so that's SWAT. A lot of just confusing plot holes, kind of unnecessary story pieces. But you know what movie has zero confusing plot holes and unnecessary story pieces, and just like it's all you know exactly what's going on from start to finish?
There's only one movie that comes to mind. It's got to be The Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor. Eddie Murphy doesn't fuck around.
Yeah.
He's like, here's what we do in The Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
But also Lucy.
Oh, yeah.
With Scarlett Johansson. Mm-hmm. That's Braden's choice, guys. We're
That's
back to
my
that.
choice.
Braden's making a pick. He's picking Lucy, starring Scarlett Johansson. Came out in 2014. It's an action sci-fi thriller. They keep it tight. Hour and a half. I respect
love it.
that.
Yeah.
I respect that because I was being very sarcastic. It's a confusing as fuck movie. All over the place. You're like, this is bananas.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's great,
It's
though.
a wild
It's great.
ride.
It's a fun watch.
But I love it because they get like right into it, like right to the point of the story, like right away.
No
they
fucking
draw
around.
you in, and they don't. Yeah, there's no fuck around.
No fuck around.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
So I'm
ScarJo crushes it. Guys, do you want to watch Lucy before we
think
do
you
the
do.
podcast?
I do.
I mean, I'm going to.
Right?
And you guys should. Here's where you can. It's only $3.99.
Woo.
No one's like, oh, we do it for $2.99. Come do it here. Oh, by the way, SWAT is free with a subscription to Amazon.
It's kind of like a first.
Yeah, it was great. I watched it for free.
Nice.
It is not free on Amazon Prime though. Lucy is not.
Yeah.
Lucy, it's $3.99 everywhere. It's available on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Vudu, and Amazon Prime. Lucy, 2014, starring Scarlett Johansson. Check it out before we do the episode.
I'm so hyped.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, me
excited.
too.
Braden made a pick that I'm like, oh, I remember liking this movie.
Yeah.
I remember being fucking crazy and out there and weird, but I remember liking it.
I love it because it's like dark in the beginning, and then it just gets like very deep and just like hits you on a personal level, like as you fucking dive deep into it.
I don't get personally attached to movies.
You don't.
No.
You don't.
No.
That's one thing I've noticed with David.
But guys, thanks for listening. Thanks
Yeah.
for downloading. Thanks for making the 5-6 Kings fucking worth it.
Yeah.
You know? Brian Pearson, thanks for suggesting SWAT. Congrats on trivia.
Yeah, thanks, Brian.
Guys, Brian Pearson told us about this movie, and, guys, if you want to send us to, so, like, we're doing Braid's movie next week.
Uh-huh.
We'll do my movie the week after that.
That's right. But you...
Then we're up for suggestions, and Braden, where can they submit their movie suggestions?
Oh, David.
I get asked this every day. They're like, David, I love the podcast. I want you to do specific movies. Where can I request those movies?
Well, David, they can request them at our email, which is the56kings@gmail.com.
Oh, you mean FIVESIXKING
S.
@gmail.com?
That's right, David. Or
Or?
they can request at our Instagram, which is the 56 Kings.
You mean FIVESIXKING
S.
on Instagram?
That's right, David.
What?
I know.
Guys, and while you're there, give us a follow, like our shit, and tell people to follow the 5-6 Kings.
Yeah.
But, guys, Braden and I, we share our post to our story. There's no rule that you guys can't share our post to your story.
If you guys are excited, go ahead and share it.
Yeah, Brian Pearson, you better fucking share SWAT to your story. And you know what sucks? Because he's going to hear this. There's no way. Oh, it's our post. Yeah, Brian Pearson, I was going to say, like, there's no way, like, he could share our story on the thing. But, like, it's a post. It's always there.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Pearson, you better fucking share SWAT to your story.
Yeah.
All right? You're going to get these hands if you don't. Braden wanted to fight you earlier. I'd be like, hey, calm down, man. Calm down. It's
I
weird.
got beef with
It's
Carl
weird that
Newman kids.
It's weird that you're bringing this anger to Brian Pearson. And he's like, man, fuck Brian Pearson. I hate that kid. I always have. I always will.
Yeah, it's more specific to Brian. He's just a perfect human being, and that just pisses me off. That just grinds my gears. No one can be that perfect, and
He's
Brian
perfect.
is.
He's perfect. He's nice. People like him.
And that pisses me off. All right, Brian? Just stop being so fucking awesome. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think you're better than Braden?
Yeah.
Because you are.
What are you calling Farrell and I'm Renner? Are you gonna kill me with a train?
Yeah. God willing. I mean, that'd be fucking awesome for me. If a friend of mine killed another friend of mine on a fucking train track.
And you're Samuel L. Jackson on top of the bridge,
I'd
just
be like,
looking down, like, whoa.
I'd be like, Brian, you look like you need a Band-Aid. Guys, thank you for listening. Go to Clary's Corner Cafe.
Yeah.
Tell them David from the 5-6 Kings sent you. Best breakfast I've ever had in my fucking life. And we'll see y'all next week. I love y'all very much.
Peace out.
Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from.